Hello and welcome to Shoot the Shit with Squeegee. I'm your host, the Squeegee of Justice. You may know me as a partner and mod at Trial TV Live, but tonight I'm coming to you with a side broadcast, a place where you get to know me a bit better and I get to know you. So join me and let's go shoot some shit. Hello and welcome everybody. Let me turn my mic on. Oh, having issues with my mic. Let me see what's going on here. I'll be back. All right, let's see here, people. What's going on with my mic? It is. All right, hold on, folks. Hold on. Something's going. Oh, I got to plug it in. Let's see. All right. Let's try that again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show tonight. We have got a really special show for everybody. But check in. Let me just know that you can hear me okay. Audio is fine. So as you can see from the description and the thumbnail, we have got a special show for you tonight. And our little cat over there is with us as well. So I'll let Jules explain everything in more detail. But basically with Sarah Boone coming up and Hurricane Milton that went through and hit Florida last Wednesday, Jules had some issues with her car. So she had to get it fixed, and we just want to make sure that Jules can make it to Sarah Boone without any issues. I need her to be there with me because it is confirmed. I mean, I was going down regardless, but it has been confirmed. I have received my press pass, so I will be with the press corps streaming using Recovery Addicts Top Mark Media's equipment, which is right over there. So that I am going to go down tomorrow afternoon. So I will also be doing streaming on the way to and from the courthouse, at the courthouse, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, let's do a chat check-in. Who's here with us? Who do we have? We have Dawn, we have Wendy Williams. Hi, glad you guys can make it. OnlyFan, one of our great mods. OnlyFan and Julie, she's another one of our great mods. And his therapist, you know, is she here yet? Well, if you pop in, therapist, you know, thank you for being a fantastic mod. Sandra Oliver, you're here and waiting. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Who else is with us? Rachel B. Woohoo! Glad you can make it, Rachel. Looking forward to chatting with you later on. Sneaky Side, always great to see you in the chat. Thank you so much. Let's see. All right, so vague and ambiguous. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. That's awesome. I need Scott or someone to please teach me all the good tech. Yeah, absolutely. Scott is the man to do that for sure. All right, so let us get started. We'll do, okay, so our special guest is not here with us yet, so hopefully she'll jump on. Let me see if she's, oh, wait. Okay, so we're waiting for Jules to join us. But in the meantime, Debbie Blair, hello, thank you for joining. In the meantime, we have even a bigger special guest. I mean, Jules is big, but this is going to blow your guys' mind. All right, so do you want me to bring our guest on? Okay, so and you'll bring up the letter? Okay, and I'm talking to the wonderful Aaron Oz, behind the curtain over there. All right, so I'm going to bring up. Why, look who that is. Who could that be who's joining us? Do you want to introduce yourself? Hello.
Hi, I'm Sarah Boone.
Well, hello, Sarah. Let me turn my volume up so I can hear you. Sarah, I had no idea you would be joining us. I thought it was going to be somebody else, but I'm so glad that you're here. What do you have to tell? How was your day today?
Well, I didn't know I was going to be here either. Um, so I guess it's a nice surprise, but this is cutting into my shower time, so I'm not that
Uh,
happy about it. Um,
and how is that
yeah.
going for you, your shower time? I understand that you have a very limited time to actually get into the shower.
Yes, I have been awake since 2 a.m., and that's when they start transport. And then I had to spend all day through the grueling jury selection process.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, and so now here I am sitting here. I've been sitting here for a few hours wondering what was going on. Now I guess I know
Mm-hmm.
that of course I'm being put on YouTube now since everybody already knows about me, and I guess we're just going to taint further jurors. So thanks.
Mm-hmm. So out of today, what happened today as far as the jurors? Did you have a chance to look at them in the eye? They had a chance to look at you. Were you giving them side eyes, or what was going on there?
Well, they were gawking. I mean, obviously, they probably were really excited to be able to see me in person.
Mhm.
Um, so there's that. But no, I tried not to make eye contact. I was actually very busy writing notes. I
Mhm.
wrote very specific notes on each of the jurors. I went through 14 notebooks that I plan to review with my attorney in a few hours.
Okay. Okay. And which attorney is that? Mr. Owens or one of the side attorneys, or who will you be going over your notes with?
I only speak with Mr. Owens directly
Okay.
because that's the only way that I can communicate effectively.
Okay.
So I have his direct line. He doesn't know that, but I have his direct line, and I'll be calling him as soon as I get phone privileges.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Sorry,
Very good.
I need water. You guys didn't have Dr. Pepper in your green room, and so I'm kind of disappointed, but I have 3 bottles of
Yeah.
water. So
I'll talk to Super Ball, our assistant. She's floating around somewhere. I'll make sure she gets Dr. Pepper. It is you like? Okay.
yes, please. Oh my God, if I could get a Dr. Pepper, I haven't had one since my arrest.
Yes. Oh, what about cigarettes? Are you able to smoke in jail or no?
No, no.
No.
I don't really smoke, so
No. Okay. That was just a prop then, or
no, I never smoked. I don't know what you're talking about.
oh, okay. All right. All right. You keep giving a side eye. Are you looking at something or somebody who's
Oh,
over there?
no, I mean, the guards here love me, so
Oh.
sometimes we just make eye contact and, like, it's just our little joke. I have very diffuse boundaries, so
Gotcha. Oh, what was that? I heard something about you and Owens had a little tough dust up a couple weeks ago or something. What happened with that?
well, I pretty much just told him that, we he needs to listen,
Mhm.
be attentive, understand, and I also had him look at a few memes that are favorites of mine.
Okay.
Um, he didn't want to spend time doing that, but I had to explain to him that it's very important for him to know me.
Mhm.
And so I took a few more of his precious free hours
Mhm.
explaining myself to him.
Mhm.
And he didn't really like that. So,
And how about his
but
assistants? How about his assistants? Do you get along with them?
they're fine.
Yeah.
They're very kind to me.
Okay.
I could have used a better shirt than the one that looks like my prison uniform. I don't know if that was a
Mhm.
passive aggressive attempt to deal with me, as some say.
Okay.
But anyway,
We have a question from our chat, Sarah. Sneaky Side says, ask Sarah if there's still a bitch in bunk 40.
so I'm one to prison slang with people. I'm a little more educated than that.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I just don't participate in that. So I don't really understand that question, and I'm not going to answer it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Mhm.
Debbie Blair asks, do they serve wine in jail?
Yeah, just like one or two glasses a night. That's
Okay.
all I ever really
Okay.
drink, so we just
Sure,
kind of
sure.
keep it to that.
Okay.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right. Debbie Blair asks again, Sarah, were you flirting with your attorney?
He wishes. I mean, I'm getting pretty famous. Like, I
You
just heard
are.
from someone today in Argentina. I had a couple letters from the Congo earlier this week. So I'm sure he's just like starstruck.
Sure. Take a back seat. Jules, Sarah, what did you need staples for?
Okay, well, Jules, I think more importantly, we should talk a little bit about how I need you to be at my trial and how important that is. I needed staples for none of your business. I feel like that's a confidential issue. Oh, hi, Jules.
And here's Jules.
It's good to see you in person. I'm excited to see you in the courtroom this week. I trust that you will take meticulous notes about the jurors for me because I'm going to be very focused on making sure Mr. Owen says everything I want him to.
And actually, this might be a good segue. Oh, Jules, you got to unmute yourself. We got a we got on buy Jules a cup of coffee, which is buy Trial TV Live a cup of coffee. Well, actually, let's pull it back a second. Jules, do you want to jump in and tell us what happened to your car and why I can explain why we're doing this in the first place, but do you want to explain what happened to your car? I just said it was Hurricane Milton. So do you want to take it from there?
And then we can talk about how the hurricane has impacted me, but go ahead, Jules.
Yes, of course. We will get back to you, Sarah.
I would think, Sarah, I would have thought that you were actually happy about Hurricane Milton because it gave you an extra week to prepare for trial.
It was an extra week that I was in jail, so no, but go ahead.
Oh, you didn't like spending that extra week in jail. You turned down a plea offer.
Well, that's because I'm going to be leaving here in a few weeks, and then all of you can have your 3 fingers pointed back, okay?
Okay, just as long as I get the first interview when you get out.
Of course, of course.
Okay. All right. Hurricane Milton. I decided not to stay at the house because my son scared the living bejeebies out of me. So, but I didn't want to go up to Tampa because everybody was going that way. And I was hearing all the horror stories, traffic bumper to bumper. I was like, I'm going to my cousin's in Northport, which is only just 2 miles down the road. So I went there in the morning that first night, the day before the hurricane actually hit. And it wasn't until that evening, though, I realized that I didn't have all my meds with me. So the next morning, the morning that Milton was coming in, I came back to the house to pick up my meds. And when I got in the car wouldn't start. And so I call my cousin. He comes over. He's trying to jump it. It wouldn't jump. It wouldn't do anything. It was just gone. And I did not want to leave the car there because I'm only a mile from Charlotte Harbor. I'm low ground and I have a canal on each side of me, not on each side of my house, but 4 houses down on the other side of the street is a canal, and 7 houses down is another canal. So I'm like, I'm going to lose my car altogether. But I left. So after the hurricane was over, I came back to the house and the car didn't get washed away. And I looked. It didn't seem like, I talked to my neighbors and they were like, yeah, we had flooding, but not enough that it was going to do anything to the car. I was like, okay, car wouldn't start. Long story short, I had to call a tow truck and the tow truck came. Was it yesterday, Chris, that I did all of that? Yeah, I think it was it yesterday?
Today is Monday.
Then it was Saturday. It was Saturday I did
Friday,
it.
but Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, no, because Friday, nobody was out.
Right.
Yeah.
So Saturday,
yeah, Saturday. So I called the tow truck. They came and the guy was so nice and said to me, it's your battery. It's completely dead. I was like, are you sure it's not the alternator or anything? major. And he's like, no. And then he explained to me why he felt that it was just the battery. And it just kept saying just the battery. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be easy, right? Should only be like $100. Boy, was I wrong. So yeah, so I had to pay the tow truck driver. Then I at Advanced Auto Parts. Yeah. So I had to pay the tow truck driver. What happened? Then I at Advanced Auto Parts.
I'm not sure.
So I had to pay the tow truck driver. I don't know what's going on. At Advanced Auto Parts.
I'm not sure.
So I think I should get out and come back in. Okay, did it stop? It stopped. We're good. Whatever happened, it's got fixed. So
okay. Ghost in the machine.
Okay, so it got fixed. So
okay. Ghost in the machine.
So I think what's happening is somebody has the channel up on another tab. Not that I've been watching YouTube from my prison laptop. But
it's not me. I only have StreamYard open and the chat. That's it. Anywho's, so I got the battery, and who knew that batteries were so freaking expensive? I had no idea. But the guys at Advanced Auto were very, very nice to me. And I told them, I said, listen, I'm divorced. I said, my ex-husband was a mechanic, so I'm not used to having to do all this stuff on my own. I said, hence the tow truck, the battery, I said, please don't screw me over. But in any case, yes, they installed it for me, and they put some little brush thing on. I don't know what that was for either, but I was like, okay. And then they were like, well, your window washer fluid is out too. I was like, okay, fine. It was like, so yeah, so that's what happened to my car. But it started right up. Now, truth be told, I haven't driven it since, so I got to keep my fingers crossed that when I get in it tomorrow, it's going to start. Anyway.
Yes, we hope that it does start. You should probably test it out. So, chat, just so you know, we're shooting for $650 to help Jules, and we have some money already. And I want to read to you some chick. Jules bought you a coffee, blonde and sweet. And then here's somebody named Sarah Boone bought you some coffee as well. And there's a little note that goes along with it, which I will read if that's okay, Sarah.
Yes, please.
So it says, Dear Jules, please accept this money for your car. I have petitioned the court to reimburse me considering they owe me for all the injustices served upon me in the past. It is of utmost importance that you attend my trial in order to report to all of my fans an unbiased, constitutional, and fair account of my case, unlike YouTubers across the universe. Now, Sarah, I know you're not talking about us. Additionally, please put money on my books at your convenience. Sincerely, Sarah Boone, woman spitting out coffee meme.
Well, I'm honored. Sarah, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you.
Well, you're very welcome. I'm very generous. I do a lot of things for people. I'm very helpful. I'm very kind. People always come to me for things. I'm always helping people.
Perfect. Perfect. And also our Julie, she bought you for our sweet Jules and Sarah Boone. She bought you and Aaron and Chris. We love you, Jules. We're looking forward to hearing your insight into Sarah Boone. So,
thank you. I'm not quite sure Sarah's going to like it.
She was a straight A student, therapist, who was one of our fantastic mods, said. Now, somebody had a really great question for you. Maybe Ronnie, let me roll back. Hold on. Oh, yes, Ronnie. Sarah, what did you do with all of your cheese slices?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
This is it's after kids are asleep. It's okay.
Well, I'm just saying because everything that I say ends up twisted in some way to affect me. And so I'm not sure that I can really be giving that kind of personal information.
Okay.
Now I'm really
I mean,
curious what she
honestly,
did
I
with
don't
the
know how
cheese.
much I can trust you. So,
Oh, okay. I hear you. You can't quite trust us yet. All right. What can we do to gain your trust, Sarah? Oh, I
I
know.
mean,
Go ahead. Go ahead. I have something for you after. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I mean, Julie, yeah, speechless. I mean, contrary to what people think about me, I am not very outspoken. I'm kind of to myself. I have really good insight into who I actually am as a person.
I have something for you that I hope will change your mind. I know it was your birthday, 10/10, and we got you this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
And it
much.
does, let's see.
Wait, see.
And I'll figure this out yet. So I hope that changes your mind as to how we feel about you. I will sign this from Trial TV Live. And I will,
Jules, you can bring that to me to the hearing when you arrive. Just ask one of my buddies. I'll wink at him so you'll know which one it is, and you can just hand that over.
You want me to? I thought Chris was going to do it.
I would prefer that you do it.
Oh, Jesus.
I think it will be more well received.
and I'll try to record that so chat can experience that with us.
Okay.
Okay, Ronnie, it's okay, Sarah. We all know what you did with the cheese was unintentional.
Yes. Everything I do is unintentional.
Well, then I have a question, Sarah. You say you're reserved and you're quiet.
I am.
So does that mean you're not going to take the stand in your own defense?
Oh, good question.
I will need to speak my truth, and that's what I'm going to do, as difficult as it is going to be for me.
We look forward to seeing you on the stand and speaking your truth. I, for one, am looking forward to that.
So,
Thanks.
Sarah, what did you think then when you heard today after jury selection? Well, not after, but when some of the jurors were asking how long the trial was going to be, how did you feel when you heard the state say 3 weeks? Not 2, but 3.
Well, I'm not sure why it will be 3, unless they're trying to pull a fast one on me. Of course, I never was able to get all of my discovery. I was never able to review all of it. So I don't necessarily know what they're going to be saying. So, I mean, listen, if it takes another week to make sure that I leave the courtroom a free woman, then so be it.
Good answer.
I think they will be very surprised at what my experts have to say about the real story.
Understood. We have your alimony letter that you recently wrote. Excuse me. Would you like to read that?
Oh, I'm so glad that everyone is putting that all over the internet now. So yes, I might as well read it because I actually do want everyone to read the things I write, or I wouldn't write them.
Okay. It's blurry, chat, just so you know. It came to us blurry. It has nothing to do with Sarah. This isn't a knock on her, but it came to us blurry, so bear with us. Hopefully, Sarah, you can read that. I don't know how good your eyes are, but hopefully you can.
I have my own copy here because I actually make 3 copies of everything that I write because I don't trust it to get to where it's going.
Perfect. Okay. All right. I'll give you the floor, Sarah. Take it away.
Okay. I'm just going to start with Judge Michael Dean. In all my attempts, 16 plus, to protect myself and help from the still ongoing hate, lies, slander, degradation, cruelty, and active abuse from former husband, Brian C. Boone. Nothing has improved, made better, corrected, relieved in any way for myself, the respondent, from former husband, the court or judge. I have tried everything. I have made innumerable requests and sent many letters asking for aid from all, with no success or assistance, listening, or care by anyone other than myself, trying to believe or altogether stop his inappropriateness, bitter anger, and wrongdoing. I know that all made perfect sense to everyone because I'm a very good writer. I'm very articulate. Please see list below of my letters sent to you and court per the Records Management Division of the Clerk of Courts, when for the third time tried to get a copy of my active dissolution of marriage agreement. I cannot have because they are wanting payment in order to receive, and I am in jail. I also have no bank account after the one I had was closed after having for 30 years due to non-payment of alimony from a former husband and stated in prior letters, all in parentheses. I won't read all of the dates for you. That's self-explanatory, unless you'd like me to.
No, it's your letter. You can read what you want. That's fine.
Okay. It is appalling how uninterested, uncaring, and nonchalant you and the justice system are about my side in any of this, and will not listen without the right paperwork and attorney, knowing I'm actively being taken advantage of and wrongfully mistreated by former husband, Brian C. Boone. You have continuously enabled him and given him a self-appointed right and understanding to keep doing, saying, and taking everything wrongfully and illegally from me, including and especially the love and respect from my son. It is not okay. Quote, "You're a killer. That's why I'm not," parentheses, "doing anything," end quote. That's a quote from former husband who said that in front of son on phone. Quote, "You are not important to anyone," end quote. Former husband. Numerous dates. "You are not priority," former husband, numerous dates. Quote, "Dad says you're annoying and beg all the time." Son told me after asking him to ask former husband if he finally ordered a book and hot meal after being made to call daily to check for 13 weeks. Quote, "I lie to you because I can. Dad does all the time." Son. Quote, "You make no difference in our lives," end quote. Former husband, numerous dates, 9/4/23, most recent. That's okay with you and acceptable, Judge Dean? Is that what you are giving him permission for, to keep doing in front of my son? Why won't you stop any of his abuse, verbal, mental, and emotional? Why aren't you, as my judge, doing anything to hear, understand both sides? What else needs to be done to me by former husband in order for you to help me? What else can I do I have not done already for any relief on my side? Stop enabling. Judicially, you must know this is wrong and how I'm being treated. I am told every time when trying to reduce any anguish or mistreatment from former husband and cooperate, trying to help. Quote, "The judge doesn't care what you write." My son now says the same when I correct him on how he's being mean and rude to me. "He's never going to do anything for you until your trial's over. And even then, it will still all be in my favor. My other document is ready to go, so I can take the rest. I have an attorney. You deserve nothing. You mean nothing," end quote. Then former husband gets his precious attorney to file another answer denying allegations because I'm telling the truth all the time about his awful lies, and I am right. Judge Dean. So I have to continue taking former husband's abuse, neglect, unlawful actions, cruel comments, and hate until my trial, if when it happens, however long that will be now, considering my attorney has withdrawn from my case and no date of trial is known, or it will be for an undetermined amount of time. How much more hate and disrespect will former husband encourage my son to keep lying and overall being mean to me, his mother? Former husband is teaching and reflecting a terrible example of how women can and should be treated, nonetheless the mother of his child. This is egregious and wrong. Sorry. This is a lot. Must be how people feel when they're reading my letters. Please read my prior motion for case management hearing I sent 6/28/23 with no response to date. I'm requesting again, please, to schedule. It is fair, and there are too many topics to be discussed, including my attorney to write, and I only have one pen. Necessary, lawful, active, important topics. What is the certified notice of delinquent support filed on 8/3/23? Please grant my motions and schedule my imperative, overdue, owed meeting. Everyone needs and must have the same understanding now and future. It is fair. What else can I do? What's left except for begging, which former husband says I do all the time? What am I doing wrong in order to be treated rightfully, properly, ethically correct in order to finally receive your judicial assistance? How I am and have been and will be treated by former husband Brian C. Boone is unfair, malicious, and wrong, and should not be in any way allowed to continue. Stop. Please see, please listen, please help. Judge Dean, what was the reason for your comment made in your courtroom about former husband violating my constitutional rights? If you're not going to help or uphold said rights and lawfully allow me to use, what's the point? Why do I even have? You know I do in order for you to remark and see they are being violated. 9/19/22. Please schedule. It is my right. It is fair. Sincerely, Sarah Boone. Please send a copy of this letter so I know it was received and will serve as my receipt. I have to tell them to do these things or they don't know how to do their job. So.
They just don't. Yeah. Well, thank you for reading that. I noticed a lot of quotes around husband. So tell us how you really feel about Brian.
Well, that's in quotes for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, I know that I went and spent the night at his house all the time, even after we were divorced. And I know he was the first person I called after the tragic, unintentional incident for which I ended up in jail. But he is treating me horribly, and it is not fair.
Mm. Do you think he's going to take the stand and testify for you or against you?
Oh, I'm sure he's taking the stand, and I don't know what he's going to say, but I am sure he will say a lot of things that are lies because he doesn't want to have to pay alimony or child support once I get out and have my son back.
Sarah, but according to that letter that you wrote to the judge, you were expecting to receive alimony payments while you are incarcerated. How did that work? It doesn't.
Correct.
Just telling you, girlfriend. Well,
please forward all of those comments to my attorney. Thanks.
okay.
Chad, do we have any questions for Sarah while we have her?
A few more questions, and then they're really bugging me to go. So
you still have to take a shower,
I need to get
right?
my beauty sleep.
You need a shower? You taking a shower tonight or tomorrow or tonight?
Well, hopefully they allow me to.
Okay. All right. Vague and ambiguous.
Sarah,
go ahead.
Sorry,
Jules.
go ahead.
Nope,
I just want to know why she was up at 2:00 this morning.
That's what time they wake me in order to get me in the van to sit for 4 hours before they actually drive me anywhere.
Oh, how quick is the what's the distance between the jail and the courthouse? Like how fast is it or how slow do you
about
get?
5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes. Okay. We're going to be about 4 miles, so maybe we'll meet you at the jail and we'll escort you over.
Good luck with that. They don't do anything that's fair, so.
Well, do you think you could get us on the visitors list?
You can try to come. If you were on my list, I may or may not still see you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We have a question from Vague and Ambiguous. I wonder how many crayons and markers she'll have with her during trial. Can you hazard to take a guess, Sarah?
Well, I'm only allowed to have a prison-issued tiny pencil. Mm-hmm. So that would be 0.
Okay. And Lily Kwai says, gave Jules, go Jules, $4.99. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lily. Feel free to put $4.99 on my commissary as well. Thank you.
All right. Do we have any other questions for Sarah before we let her go for the evening? We have a video after this. We're going to watch a video of actually your husband's interview with the police and then also with the two detectives. So do you want to?
Well, you might as well. You might as
you
well
wanna-
show everyone in case.
Do you want to stick
you
around for
haven't seen
that,
it.
or you want to stick around for that and watch that, Sarah?
Well, I'm going to have to leave. I
Okay.
don't think I need to be shamed any further here. And so I will be leaving. I need to go get my shower. So
Okay. All right. We will see you in a bit. Do you want to take yourself off stage or shall I?
I will leave. I'm sure they're going to cut me off anyway because my time is up on the laptop. So
Okay.
Oh, gee.
and they cut her off. Clairview, thank you for the $10. Go Jules, yay for trial TV. Thank you, Claire.
Oh
So
God.
Sarah, that was a very unexpected. She must have piped in somehow. She must have tapped into the. And Shore Life, $20. Thank you, Shore Life. Go Jules, get the goods. Yeah.
I have some goods, Chris. I have
Oh.
some.
What? Oh well. What's that? What goods do you have?
About jury selection today.
Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about that now?
It's your channel. You decide.
Oh, well, I have something from the court reporter inside, but do you want me to read that first and we can riff off of that?
Well, sure. It's your channel.
All right. Well, hey, I'm open to suggestions. All right, 23 total. So jury selection, 23 total. I'm sorry. Yeah, 23 total today out of 100 qualified to move on. A new panel of 50 will be brought in tomorrow morning. Judge Kranick is looking for 50 qualified jurors before the final chosen panel. He's shooting high for 8 alternates for a total of 14 jurors. Now, I know he only needs to seat 6.
Correct.
Yeah. So he might settle for less than that. Opening statements won't happen before Wednesday. Sarah was very animated with her attorneys before she was escorted out. So that kind of riffs into, well, we'll talk about our schedule, but do you want to go ahead and tell me what the skinny is that you heard?
Well, the skinny is that I heard that yes, they're going for the 6, but I heard though that they were going to settle for 4 alternates.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Sure.
I also heard that the age range was anywhere from which I don't believe this. There's not going to be a 17-year-old, but the person that was in the courtroom today said 17 to 75. And again, the 75, I don't believe it because they cut you off at 70, just so you guys know. I know this.
Right. And not 17, you have to be 18, but yes.
Yeah, yes. So in any case, Judge Kranick expects to have the jury seated by the end of the day tomorrow. So that will be interesting. Now, it says here that we're not allowed in the courtroom during voir dire, which that won't take place until tomorrow. They asked some questions. Some of the questions were, let's see. During the break, all the jurors were out in the hall and all of them were on their phones the whole time doing what I guess we all do. Let's see. What else do I have here? Sarah was flanked by Mr. Owens on her right. On her left were 3 other attorneys, and she was wearing a blue shirt, blue pants, not a gel jumpsuit, and her legs were shackled, and she had no shoes on.
No shoes.
No shoes, and that got addressed at the end of the day. So during the afternoon break, 13 out of the 50, this is what I've got. My numbers are different from your numbers, but this was after the PM break. 13 out of the first 50 were called back in, and Judge Kranick was questioning them. One juror explained his wife had a ectopic pregnancy last year. She nearly died. She's pregnant again. So he asked if he could have a phone, and Judge Kranick said no, he could not have a phone, but he could be provided an emergency number.
Okay.
Also, Judge Kranick asked if anyone saw the video of the suitcase. Juror number 34 said she saw it on the news. Judge now was asking, has anyone commented about Sarah Boone on social media? Only 2 out of the 13 potential jurors said they heard of Sarah Boone. Chris, do you buy that?
Only how many? What was that?
Only 2 out of 13 potential jurors said they heard about Sarah Boone.
No, I don't.
I don't buy it either.
I don't get that either. Yeah.
A single juror, they don't is questioned right now, and she told the judge that she likes true crime.
Yeah, nice.
And now one of Boone's attorneys is questioning her. He keeps saying, "What do you love about true crimes?" They didn't put what the answer was. The next potential juror says they're aware of Sarah Boone's case. Juror says they may have seen suitcase video and heard Sarah Boone had a lot of attorneys.
So do you think they're getting their information from the local channels, local news, or going on YouTube, or both?
I think all of the above. I think it's everywhere. And when you figure when they got their jury notice, you know, they're in Orange County. Come on, I'm not going to lie. The first thing I would do is, well, there's a whole, you know, a high profile case going on. Let me check it out. So
right.
They're also saying that Mr. Owens is not asking potential jurors follow-up questions. So because the judge is asking the questions, and he's got the right to ask, but he isn't. It's one of the other attorneys that's asking the follow-up questions, and not Mr. Owens. I found that odd, but okay.
Right.
And the survivor states that, interesting side note, when lawyers are at sidebar with Judge Kranick, a white noise machine is activated. Mm-hmm. That's not odd, okay? Yeah. That happens all the time. In some courtrooms, like in Ashley Benefield, at sidebar, we could hear the white noise. During Maya, we didn't hear it. It was just dead silence. But Judge Carroll had everything muted. But in any case, that's protocol.
Right.
So Judge Kranick said clothes for Sarah will be delivered to the courthouse. Attorney Owens tells Judge we still have a shoe issue. They look down. Sarah is in jail slides with white socks. Guess there was a slight wardrobe malfunction this morning. Sarah was doing a lot of yapping with the second chair counsel. She also just passed Attorney Owens a note. He read it quickly and rolled it up in a ball.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Yeah.
James Owens said Sarah Boone is awakened at 2 a.m. to get to court. She also stays until about 9 p.m. before being transferred back to jail. Owens wants to make sure she showers.
As does everybody else in the court, I am sure. I would imagine so. we have
and that's all I've got. That's all
all.
I've
Yeah.
got.
Okay. Perfect. So that's a great segue then for our next guest, who you guys have seen before on the show. We're going to welcome back Dr. Rachel.
Oh,
There
hey.
she is. Hey, thanks for
Hi.
joining us. Did you see the opening
Sure.
segment with Sarah?
I did. That was wild. How'd you guys get her on here? That's crazy.
I think she hacked the Wi-Fi or something.
She's crafty.
The whole
That's
intro
possible.
was the skiwampus, so she somehow hacked into our system and
With her jail laptop. Amazing.
with her janky jail.
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
But yeah, so do you have any insight as to into what she said? How about the alimony letter? What do you think about that?
Oh
With
my
the
gosh.
husband,
Well, yeah. So, it's just like it's another crazy Sarah letter, right? That half makes sense, a lot of run-on sentences and big words. But I will say one thing, I do a lot of work in family law and custody work. And
Mhm.
I get it. She did what she did. She's in jail. I'm sure it is very traumatizing for her child. Just in general, when children find out their parents aren't necessarily who they think they are. And, she also was abusing substances, while she wasn't in jail. I mean, I'm sure he has had a tumultuous experience with her to begin with, but disparaging a parent by one parent against another, no matter what the circumstances, I do think it's really awful the way he speaks to her, if that's true.
Yeah.
And that the dad isn't telling him to knock it off, because, that just teaches more lessons than, like, you can acknowledge a child's pain and anger, but still teach them to be respectful. And, it's not going to help him to wrap his mind around what's happened. It's not, the best thing for him is to be able to understand that there are good parts and bad parts of his mom and accept all of that and who she is. It does kind of pain me a little bit that her child is being allowed to treat her that way. I don't know. Maybe others will disagree with me, but
no, I agree with you on that. I do need to give a shout out to one of my Twitter followers,
Sure.
Wicked Vixen, True Crime Junkies. She sent in, I don't want to say her real name, but she sent something in as a donation under her real name, but her Twitter name is Wicked Vixen. So thank you.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Very
thank you
cool.
guys. And just real quick, you'll see the scan me. There's a QR code in the upper right. If you want to scan that in, and then also scrolling underneath, we have two ways that you can help Jules get to Sarah. Buy me a cup of coffee, and we also have Venmo. We have a Venmo account, but we should focus on buy me a cup of coffee. If you can hit that up, that would be awesome, you guys. And thank you, everybody that's in the chat. We have 33 people watching. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for your comments and your support. Shore Life says, I hope my donations help Jules get to court. Yes, we do too. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Rachel, I have a question for you. Did you happen to hear my thing about what went on during jury selection? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on some of the questions that Judge Kranick asked and what the responses were?
To the jurors?
Yeah.
I think it's so funny. Like, these jurors have got to be like, just try to think, so here's some context. Like, because I'm so into this stuff, I think everybody knows about all of this, right? Like, I think everybody knows all the high profile cases, but like, my husband's a perfect example of somebody who, he's like, if you didn't know any of this stuff, I would have no clue. He's like, he doesn't like watch the news. His Twitter is sports. Like, he doesn't, like basic general stuff, but he's like, most people don't know about this stuff, Rachel, like, so I really think it is possible that people are not, it's especially depending on the age of the person. Like, not everyone's scrolling through TikTok, you know what I mean? and Twitter. And So I don't know. I think probably for those who don't know anything about this case, when they're being asked, have you seen a video of a man in a suitcase? Like, they're probably like, what is this case about? Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I also wonder if it makes them want to go home and Google it after they're like, what the heck? A guy in a suitcase, and this is a murder case? Like, what in the world did she do to him? You know? I think it's really interesting. I don't know. I mean, they're going to know in opening statements what happened, but it sort of does make me wonder if they should give that specific information, just because it kind of piques people's curiosity and might end up knocking out a few of the jurors to go look it up, you know?
I am really, really, really curious to I'm not a big fan of opening statements. I like closing statements better than opening statements, because opening statements is not evidence, and closing statements is supposed to be just going over the evidence that was given. But I am curious to hear what Owens has to say.
Me too. I think openings can be great if they're done well. You know, like if they're short, succinct, to the point, you know, like it's kind of like when they do ads for new shows coming up, and like in the ad they show the entire show. You're like, okay, well, I don't need to watch it now. And it's just, I think, I don't know if you guys have been watching the Melody Ferris trial at all, but the openings were awful on both sides. So much detail. I mean, it was like, huh? Like,
is that the fire pit one? Which I'm sorry.
From yeah, the fire pit one, from openings until like it's been a week and a day now. I still had no idea what evidence they even had for this woman being charged. Like, it shouldn't be this far.
They don't. They just, you and I talked about it. They don't. If anything, there's more evidence against Scott than there is the mother.
So if you're in openings and you're having to bust out family trees and all, that's high level detail. Like, it's got to be a short, this woman did X, Y, and Z. We're going to show you through the evidence how that happened. Stay tuned. Like, that's kind of what I feel like it needs to be.
Dr. Rachel, I think you were with us today with Leilani Simon. Did you pop into that or not?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I kind of had to pick and choose, and I got so invested in Melody.
Yeah, no worries. So the state had about an hour and a half opening, and the defense gets up. Literally, it was like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. We were all like, we got settled in, and they're like, okay, and that was it. I mean, that was the fastest opening I've ever seen. Then on the defense side, I was like, what just happened?
I think that's smart though, because it's like, listen, if you have a short attention span like me, an hour and a half opening, like, just, you're going to show me all this. You know what I mean? I don't need to know all of it right this second. Yeah.
Well, it didn't hurt that the state looked like Clark Kent. He looked like Superman. But the defense, basically all he did, Jules, let me finish real quick, then you can pop in. The defense basically just got up there and said, she's not guilty, just trust us, and sat down. That's kind of my take. But Jules, what do you think?
He didn't have, listen, he couldn't give an opening statement, because what was he going to say that he couldn't provide during trial, that he couldn't prove during trial?
Yeah.
So he was smart in, in and out. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to watch that video? We made a video over the weekend. It's about 20 minutes, I think. About a 20-minute video. It's Brian's interview with the police and then with the detectives. So,
because I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I would like to see it.
Okay, and we intersperse some cool stuff we hope you guys like. Let's go. The Wizard of Erin.
Brian C. Boone.
It's on the counter. I can't move anything from out of the house. Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal with, right? Sit. I don't water. I can get you some water, okay? I want you not on your feet because I don't want you passing out on me. I need water. Okay, I'll get some for you.
You're trying to Charlie, but you're on it.
Okay, so you live here in the town.
No. I live down in Lake Renata Cove. Down there.
Okay. So kind of tell me how you came here today, or
Well, I've been calling.
come down here so we can talk.
I've been calling since.
You've been calling your ex-wife or current wife?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Ex-wife.
Okay.
Been divorced about a year and a half. About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out this is supposed to be her day.
Okay.
She's generally not very good about always doing it.
They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I started calling like 11:30, called every half hour or so, and then
He was back in psychological.
finally got a hold of her at 12:49. When she told me what was going on and if I'd come over here, so I came over.
She called at 12:45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 12:49.
12:49.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. I walked back out the house because I didn't really want
Who called? Did you call or did she call?
Well, I called. She called me back when I was on my way to make sure I was coming over. But I called her
Give me 1
initially.
second, okay?
But I called her
Do
initially.
you have water in your car by any chance?
I don't.
Somebody get the woman water.
Nothing?
No,
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, so she called. You get over here.
Well, I called her first.
Okay.
Trying to find out if she's going to get Lucas. That's what she told me everything's going on. I got my stuff together, put the puppy up in this crate. When I was starting to drive over here is when she called me to make sure I was coming. And then I got her here right after
Did you
that.
go inside and see and then?
I walked inside the front. I didn't see the front tile area.
Come on, step this way.
I saw legs. I didn't know what was in there around it. So I told her.
Well, just for the sake of the crime scene, I want to know if I were to find your footprint, it would be because you went this far into the house. So did you actually make into
I don't
past
think
the threshold?
I don't think I ever made it to the carpet. I think it was just in that. I've been over here before.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I stepped past
You
that
did? Okay.
tile area.
Okay. So
I touched the doorknob. I don't think I touched anything in the kitchen. I don't know if that really matters.
okay. So that's pretty much the gist of what you have. So sit tight for us. We're gonna make a few phone calls and then we'll go from there. Do you
Okay,
know if
that's
he has
fine.
any medical issues or?
I don't.
Okay, but you've met him before.
I've
because-
met him before. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They've got a full fun history.
Oh, really?
Oh, you guys all know what it's like.
For the two of them?
Yeah, he's been around like 5 times.
Really? Okay, I'm not familiar with him.
So
I haven't been here personally.
it's
So they have
he's currently on parole because of it. So
because of domestic violence with her.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Last time he got retrial something or other. He had to go to a domestic violence class.
Okay.
I know he was doing it at a parole officer, stuff like that. But I mean, like, every time she had him arrested, the next day she was trying to get bailed out. So I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from the tap. Probably gonna pass out on us. Okay. Well, listen, please do me tight. I'll make a few
Not a
phone
problem.
calls.
I mean,
When's your kid need to be picked up?
Lakeline Elementary.
How soon though?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock,
I
okay.
normally leave out
Let me try and get this
2:30,
going for you because I know you need that.
So can you just take me back to this morning and your involvement with Sarah, which is your ex-wife?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes. We've been divorced about a year and a half.
Okay. How long have you known Sarah?
Since, let's see here. I was probably 23 or so when we met.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
Since you were 23?
Yeah. Yeah, so probably, 20 years. We dated for quite a while. And then got married, whatever it was, 12, 13 years ago, something like that. Well, I guess 12, 13 years ago before the divorce. I guess like 14, 15 ago, something like that, maybe.
Okay. What can you tell me about her?
I don't. She's generally not. She can get a bit violent when she drinks. Not to this kind of extent. I don't know what happened exactly. But,
right. No, I'm just looking for.
That was part of it. The alcohol has gotten worse and worse and worse over the years. That's one of the main reasons why I divorced her. I just couldn't deal with it. I mean, it got to the point where, on weekdays she'd go out, and I guess the George person is one of the people she had met, because I separated at one point, went over to my parents' house to live for a few months, and I guess she met him over at the pool place or something like that. But I'd come back and we were in therapy trying to work it out, and on a weeknight when he's got school the next day, I've got work the next day. She was out till 3 o'clock in the morning when the bar closes, and she'd bring people back over on the back porch. One time some random person walked in my house and started screaming for Sarah at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when we're trying to sleep.
Is that their house?
So did you used to live here?
No. I bought her out of our house.
Okay.
I was going to just sell it and move because I kind of wanted to go back to College Park, which is where I'm
That's
from.
how we want to show this.
I thought it would be easier for Lucas if I just bought her out and kept that house, so he had a little bit of continuancy, kind of.
Understandable.
So that's what I ended up doing, and then she moved right down the street here. So.
And how long would you say the alcoholism has been a part of her life?
3-minute drive. That's how close.
It's always been a part of her life. It seemed to have gotten worse and worse. I think more or less kind of since we had Lucas. And I think a lot of it was the fact that she kind of, I guess, maybe felt trapped or something.
Okay.
That, before that, whenever she wanted, you're outside having a drink. Oh, I want to go play pool.
I saw that
You go
expression
over
earlier.
across the street, you play pool for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore when she got a kid.
Right.
So.
How old's your son?
He is 9. So, but
So, 13 now.
she started
Lucas
just getting really angry when she drank a lot. She said last night she fell asleep. There were plenty of times where she just basically passed out from drinking. So,
so you've witnessed her pass out from drinking.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And when she passes out, is she like out cold?
Oh, she's out.
Like how difficult would it be to like wake her?
Well, if I were to like shake her or something,
right.
I could probably wake her up. But me making a phone call or noise probably wouldn't do it.
Okay. And would she be like in the middle of doing something and just like out cold, or would she go to bed?
Yeah,
and
it would be
out cold?
Yeah, she wouldn't like fall over or anything. It would be more of a lay down and then she just out.
Right. Okay. What do you know about her and George's relationship, if anything?
It was. I think she had him arrested like 5 or 6 times for domestic violence. He's stuck a steak knife in the back of her leg one time.
Okay.
He's been
arrested. So has he always been the one that gets arrested, or has she ever?
She was also one of the times.
Okay.
One of the times, both of them were arrested. But all the others have been him. But the very next day, she's in there trying to get bailed out. So
with Jorge's, he's
I don't know. They get drunk, they get in a fight, she gets upset, she calls cops. Granted, I saw lots of black eyes, bruises.
On her?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, there definitely was. Now,
would you see George as much as you would see him or her?
I hardly ever saw him.
You hardly
honestly, I didn't like being around either one of them.
Right.
To be honest, and him more so. So, why is that? I don't know. It's my ex-wife. She made me really mad with everything. How the whole divorce went down, and just, the way she acted, the way she changed, and the way they both are. What it's done to Lucas and everything else. He's nobody I cared to see. Let me put it that way. It's not like I really went out of my way to it's just.
When you guys do drop-offs or anything, is it always through the school, or would you like have to come here and see them, or no?
No, it's pretty much always during the school. Now sometimes she would come over or something like that. Sometimes he would be driving, but I mean, he would just stay in the car. She would come in, so I mean, I really wouldn't see him.
So it's not like you have like conversations with George. Okay.
No, I mean, maybe a few times when they've drunkenly called me at night because she was telling me she needed to escape because of whatever's going on, or she's put him on the phone, but I don't know.
When's like the last incident that you recall of there being like a domestic dispute between her and George?
I mean, she told me like a week ago she had to escape from the house and wanted me to come pick her up. I told her I wasn't going to because I'm just tired of it happening. I mean, it was midnight. I mean, child's trying to sleep, and just honestly, I don't always believe her when she said these things were going on. And
she called you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, apparently she went back inside and slept well. Was in a fine mood the next day. I guess didn't really remember calling me, so I don't know if it was just she wanted to come over to. I don't know. She keeps on trying to come over to like hang out or something like that, or she'll come over to spend time with Lucas rather than actually just having him over here like she's supposed to. But she wants to come over there and play with him. And so I'm not sure how real that was. Last time I know there was an actual physical confrontation. It's probably been a little while because this last time George got arrested, I know he was on pre-trial, whatever, something. I don't know. He had a parole officer. He had a domestic violence class. He's like...
So that's the last time, basically the last time he was arrested was the last physical altercation that you recall?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I think so.
And you have any idea what year or month that may have been?
Back a few months, maybe?
A few months ago?
Yeah, something like that, maybe. I don't think it was incredibly long.
Okay. Like around the holidays of last year, before the holidays?
I think it was probably before the holidays. I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
Because oddly enough, there was like a 3-week period where she actually had Lucas all the time she was supposed to because he was in jail for a month or something like that.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't let him out.
Yeah. And you said when she drinks that she can get physically aggressive.
She can. I mean, she did it to me a lot, where she'd hit me and stuff like that. I mean, she's tiny. I mean,
what do you mean hit though? Like open hand smack you, or like try to punch you?
Yeah, she'd punch me. I mean, more arms. She many times would use her claws. I mean, I had scratches on my neck at times, on my arms. I mean, things like that where she'd dig with her claws.
Okay.
I never got that drunk, and I had restraint. I never touched her back. I think George didn't have that restraint, and at times he would hurt her back. So I mean, for all I know, all the times he got arrested, she started it. I don't know. I wasn't there, so. But I know she could get violent at times.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. It wasn't anything too, I don't know, too much. I mean, just.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't feel like she was a huge threat. I'm assuming, right? No. Yeah. Like you could handle yourself.
Yes.
Does she drink daily?
I think pretty much.
Okay. Do you know like her drink of choice?
That would be vodka.
Vodka.
Or wine, but vodka is the big one.
And does she or George have a job?
No. She hasn't worked for over 2 years. Well, I guess you could maybe call when he's got a job. He worked at the Ace Hardware up across the street here.
Okay.
Which is now going out of business.
Okay.
He kind of off and on worked there. When he did work, it was 15, 20 hours a week, something like that. I mean, my alimony and stuff basically pays for where they live. So, I mean, they didn't need a ton, but I mean, she was always calling to borrow money, and but it's been like 2 years since she got a job. She keeps on telling me she's looking, and she's always finding the good opportunities and everything, but
Do you want to take it?
It's my dad. Just
Sure,
one second.
yeah.
Hey. Well, just wait. I'm talking with the detectives right now, and I should be heading out here soon. So I can come get him. Okay. Is John out? Oh, okay. Is he awake? Okay. Good. Okay. Well, I should be up there very soon. Okay. Bye. Sorry.
Okay. We were just on the phone with someone.
You see how tiny he is.
When you came over
He's a
here, I
tiny
know you
guy.
said that she called you freaking out saying he was dead. Did
Someone
she give you
said he
any
was like
more,
104
just
pounds.
why or how?
She told me that they were playing last night or something, and he got in the suitcase and she fell asleep.
Okay.
That's all she told me, so I don't know anything beyond that.
Okay.
And I really didn't talk to her much because I came inside. I told her you need to call the police, and then I came back out, and I think she went on the back porch to smoke a cigarette, so I didn't even really talk with her much.
Oh, like she was going outside this. Did you see her take a cigarette? And...
Yeah, she was going outside with well, I also know when the cops showed up, she kept on telling them she had a cigarette burning out there and she needed to go put it out.
Okay.
But they were keeping her away from stuff, I guess.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, she wanted me to come back there with her. I was like, I'm going out here. I don't really want to be in here, so.
Right. And that's when she went to call 911.
Well, she called 911 while I was in there. I was standing right in the foyer area.
Okay.
And I mean, it was apparently a pretty quick conversation, and that's when she started to go that way, and I just told her I'm going out front. So.
Okay. Okay, so they were playing and she went upstairs and went to bed.
I don't know where she went. She just told me she went to sleep.
Or she went to sleep. Okay, you don't know where.
I don't know where.
You didn't ask more questions.
I didn't ask more questions. I leave that to you guys.
Cool. It's a great
Good
video.
job. Yeah,
So,
that was
yeah.
a good job.
That's what we did over the
I have
weekend.
questions.
So much
I
to
have
unpack.
questions.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Jules.
like let's go back to when Brian said about she wasn't very motherly. You know, she wanted to go out and party, da. Dr. Rachel, do you think that maybe she suffered from postpartum depression and it escalated to where she ended up?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. We don't really know when her drinking started, so it's kind of hard to say, like
Okay.
if that was a problem before, like if this is a relapse situation, or if that was the first time things had escalated. Because he said it's always been part of the picture. It's to some degree, it sounds like.
But it did escalate, he said, after Lucas was born.
And that's totally possible. Or, I mean, having kids is stressful. It could just be, like she was overwhelmed, that's how she copes, is drinking. And then that's how she kind of escaped, I mean, I think definitely that could have been a trigger for her. Yeah. I'd be really interested to know, what that first year was like for her. Was the baby healthy? Was it additionally stressful? Did the child have colic? There's a lot of things that could have also been going on. So I kind of wonder about that too. Yeah. And I wonder how different she was before, when they first met and got married. Because, you know, it sounds like she just really decompensated over time, that she was not like this. And he seems so tolerant of her still.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he almost has this, like, you can almost feel like a little compassion that he has for her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he still let her
so
come
some
over
of
and
his-
hang out and, like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some of his testimony will be helpful for her, but some of it won't.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, because
Like,
he's going to be
he
at,
doesn't
you
seem
know,
angry.
No.
Yeah, he's not going to come across as, you know, the angry husband, father. I mean, he's a loving
Right.
father. Still probably has a soft spot in his heart for her, but she is who she is and she did what she did, you know. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to be truthful and honest like he was in those 2 interviews, you know, and it's going to help the state, obviously, but there may be some, you know, some compassion, you know, for her through him, you know, because they'll
What's
probably,
interesting to me, though, there's probably a little, there's more to him than this video shows. I mean, he's obviously very angry with her if what she says in her alimony letter is true. He has some harsh words for her.
Mhm.
But also, oh wow.
Well, Hope Case Unwinder, thank
yeah.
you. Thank you for that generous donation. Thank
So
you.
cool.
I hope this
my
helps with wound
gosh,
transplant
thank
information.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm
That's-
going to cry.
That is
Aw.
much appreciated. Thank you so
That's
much.
awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. Totally that's way more important than what I was gonna say. I have no idea what I was gonna say, but that's awesome. Yeah, I know. It's interesting to me that he knows she has this problem that's pretty severe. He seems to excuse, or like, she doesn't always have the kid when she's supposed to. She'll come hang out with him at his house, which, you know, I mean, in some ways I would think that would reassure him, because then he doesn't have to worry about her being drunk driving the kid around and being drunk and asleep and the kid unsupervised, you know. Trying to think, like, why would he let her do that? Well, so that he can still have a relationship with his mom, but dad doesn't have to worry about his safety. But then he's like, yeah, she had him for 3 weeks straight. Like, all right, dude, if you know she has this much of a problem, seems like you would do something to make sure she couldn't have 3 weeks straight with him. I mean, that seems kind of dangerous, right?
But that was when Jorge or George was in jail or wasn't there. So I
Yeah,
found that really insightful.
Was
I'm like,
incarcerated.
yeah. So
that is interesting.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me she wasn't still drinking.
Yeah. Did she?
There wasn't the violence.
Right. And maybe she
But
wasn't
when you
drinking
drink
as
that
much. Yeah. Maybe she
I
back.
think,
when
I
you
think
drink
she was
that
a
much,
functional
you can't not
alcoholic.
drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people who are dependent on alcohol like that, they have to drink, or they're shaken, they're sick. Yeah.
She was a
Nope. You kind of
No,
cutting
you don't
in
think
out,
so?
Jules, sorry.
You're cutting out a little bit, Jules. No, like your video, not your set. Like,
It's okay. Just try it one more time. We're just having a bad internet connection right now.
I'll be quiet.
All right. One thing that I saw.
Yeah, that's probably what's wrong.
Oh, there you go. Now you're back.
yeah.
Do you want to finish up what you were saying, Jules?
I was just going to say that I think she was a functional alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah. Now somebody posted that she worked at KFC, and I've heard that before too. I think Brad X. I think you said that. I've heard that before. Is that?
I've said it too.
You've heard that too. Yeah.
Yes, I heard that too, and I heard she was fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, have you guys heard the interview with the neighbor?
Yes. We watched. You sent that to us, and we watched it or listened to it. Yeah. Yeah.
That I thought was like the most insightful information about who she is
Yes.
as a functional alcoholic. And I'm telling you, it's more than just drinking.
To counter that, though, the neighbor said that Brian was on the lease, and Brian, according to him, was never on the lease. So that's where I'm like, how trustworthy is the neighbor? I mean, that could have been just one small little, tidbit that
maybe what Sarah told him too.
True. That's true. But he did see Brian coming and going. He said he had shifty eyes, I believe he said, or something like that.
Yeah,
Right? He had tiny, or his eyes were, he said something about his eyes, about Brian's eyes.
he was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah, that was good. That was, and yeah, I forget who was the.
But he paid the rent. He paid the rent every month.
He did. That was his alimony, or his alimony paid for them to stay there, basically, for free. I still don't know where they got the money for all the alcohol, because if they drink that much, I mean, wine, yeah, you could buy $5 bottles of wine, but still, you have 5 of those a day, that's going to add up, you know?
It does, but she sounds very crafty and manipulative. The neighbor even said that she would dig coins out of the wishing well in the neighborhood. There's like a with those coins into, and she would go and get coins out of there.
Jeez. All right. One thing I wanted that jumped out at me, there was a couple of things, but one thing when Brian said, you know, her claws, you know, instead of saying her nails, there was one point he said, she uses her claws. He said that twice. When I saw that the first time, I'm like, wow, that shows you where his mind is at with her, you know, like what he thinks of her. How do you guys feel about that? If somebody's called your nails claws.
Oh, that's fitting. I think when you're acting in that way, that's what they are. You know?
Yeah. To me, that's very demeaning, but that's just me, I guess.
Wait, you mean you felt that he was demeaning by using the term her claws?
Yes. Instead of saying instead of saying, oh, she would use her nails or whatever, I forget the exact term, but he definitely said claws twice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like,
I don't find that demeaning.
No.
Yeah,
and Jorge had scratches on him. Remember from the interrogation, they talked about the scratches Jorge had.
Yeah. So you do not think that's demeaning?
I don't think
it's not.
I don't think so either. I think he was being spot on. I mean, if somebody is coming at you with their nails, he said it.
Okay.
Because it happened. So no.
I would not say that about a female's nails. I would never say claws unless I meant that I didn't like that person. Then I'd be like, oh yeah, you're using your claws. But to me, that shows that he doesn't like her on that level, you know, subconsciously, that that's where he went. But that's what I'm taking it as.
I didn't take
Maybe
it
we
that
should
way.
be offended.
Yeah. Well, it could be a male-female thing. You know, I wouldn't say that, you know, and then especially ex-wife or something. It seems like he still has a soft spot in his heart for her, but he meant it. To me, it meant like it came across as an animal. She was an animal, which I'm sure she was in those moments. You know, she was acting like one. But to
be fair,
you know, and it seemed like he was definitely very forthcoming with those detectives. He was, you know, really spilling some tea there with them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
well, his testimony will be interesting too, because in that video he said that all she told him was he got in a suitcase, she fell asleep. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes with more details or whatever, because I'm sure they'll be pulling that video up if he tries to give more detail.
Yeah, do you think they'll play both of those videos?
If he tries to say differently than what those said, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you think they'll play them before he testifies or after or during, I guess?
If he testifies any differently, they'll play it during his testimony to show, well, didn't you say this? Or, you know.
Gotcha.
And I'm sure he's already done a deposition as well. So they've got that to go on. Yeah, they've got.
I'm sure they interviewed him. I'm sure in their investigation, they did a much longer interview with him too, the detectives, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm assuming the state's going to call him up, and then if all of a sudden he starts to deviate from that, they're going to be like, no, get back on track. You know, they're going to try, no, you said this. Don't you remember you said this? You know.
See, he helps with a portion of the battered spouse syndrome. However, in Florida, I don't know how it is outside of the state of Florida, but in Florida, the battered spouse syndrome, it's got to be a form of self-defense. And there is no self-defense here. There's nothing. No self-defense. And so I can't see how Owens is going to get battered spouse syndrome in, because in order to do that, he's got to show she was acting in self-defense. Well, how was she acting in self-defense when she put him in the suitcase, zipped it up, and said, "That's what you get for cheating on me"? You know, I mean, like,
Yeah.
There wasn't imminent danger. There was no imminent danger. If there was, she wouldn't have gone to sleep.
Right. Yeah. And the videos are, I think ultimately you can't get past those videos.
Yeah.
You just can't.
No.
You know.
She's done for.
And the whole kicker is if she had taken the plea deal, she would only have like what, 5 years left or something with time.
Yes.
about 7.5.
You
That's all
know,
she
I mean,
had left.
everybody's like, Sarah, what are you doing? You know, but
She's facing 22.5 years up to life. I don't think he'll give her life, but I could see him giving her 30 to 40, which is essentially life.
she'll be 70 or so when she gets out, 80. Yeah.
I would
Mine is-
love to have heard the conversation with her attorney on that, because he's got to know that this is a long shot, you know, but again, I'm sure that she's really driving vehicle. You know, there are probably things he really thinks she should do, but she's like, absolutely not. And it's not unethical, so he can't really ditch, you know?
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake on her part. I really think that she thinks that she's going to get found not guilty.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, earlier today when we started the stream, she said she's looking forward to walking out in 2 or 3 weeks.
True.
So
Heard it straight from the mouth.
straight
Sarah.
from the mouth of Sarah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to. I mean, I'm sure Owens has told her, "Dude, take the plea deal," and but she's.
I think the state still has an opportunity to offer her. They still have time to negotiate. Once that jury is seated, then everything is off the table. So she's got about 24 hours to sit and think and stew on this. She's so dumb. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say the word dumb, but
it is her decision. I mean, the attorney can say, look, there's a 95% chance you're going to prison for over 20 years here. Like, and she could say, no, you're wrong. There's nothing he can do about that. Like, he's supposed to defend her.
Now, Jules, I thought that you can take the plea at any point in time of the trial. No,
I think so too.
Once it starts, that's it.
Mr. J is not going to do that.
Okay.
This is the third time.
This
is the third time she was offered a plea deal.
Yeah.
If she was smart, tomorrow she would instruct Owen to go talk to Mr. J. Because once that trial gets started, Jay knows. Come on. He knows that this is a slam dunk case. I mean, I know that jurors in Florida do the unexpected, but I don't think that's going to happen in this case. I don't think anybody's buying that story.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Julie says, look what happened to the Sabera trial. Yeah. Stranger things could happen. Everybody in the chat was like, no way this guy's going to walk. And yet he did.
Yeah, you do never know. Casey Anthony's free as a bird.
Yeah. Living in Tennessee with her married boyfriend.
But there's a video. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's a video of her taunting him.
That's it. That's it. That's why it's definitely over for her.
There were videos in the Brandon Sabera
That's
case.
true. There were.
Little kids crying, screaming. I mean, that was torturous to watch.
The medical testimony, though, right? I mean, the medical testimony is what made them doubt that the actual cause of death was what he did. That he was actually not malnourished or whatever. But like, I can't see an expert. Well, I can. You can spin anything. Julie Harper, is that her name? Who's going to be testifying as her expert?
Dr. Harper is, I don't know her first name. Is it Julie?
Julie, I think. Yeah, she's like big. She was in the, she was involved in the Menendez trial. Like she's like the battered person.
She was supposed to testify in Bree Kuhn, and then Bree Kuhn didn't take the stand, so she was not able to testify. Did you follow Bree Kuhn?
Oh,
The military,
really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, the military wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we were looking forward to seeing her testify there, but because Bree at the last second decided not to testify, they couldn't bring up Dr. Harper. So
okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, you can spin anything however you want. I mean, there was clearly domestic violence that went on that was between both of them, and but in that moment, there was not an imminent threat.
No,
and nobody's going to say that there was an imminent threat. They're going to, what she could probably couch it as well. Her mental state was warped because of, you know, all that she'd been through before, and she wasn't thinking clearly and that thing. And she was, but you can't even say that she was wrongfully anticipating a threat, like that it was her perception or through the lens of her trauma, she perceived that there was a threat. You can't even do that because she's making fun of him and taunting him. She's not scared.
Right.
Exactly. She was better off. She was better off with it was just like she said,
an accident.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like she said in her interrogation interview, it was an accident. I didn't mean it, but I didn't know this was going to happen. I passed out. I fell asleep. But she was better off going down that road and Owen arguing it was an unfortunate accident. And she may have caught a break that way. But by them going down the road that she was a battered spouse, that's just not going to fly.
Yeah. And then to my theory that I've always thought something was going to happen to somebody that night. You know, if he had gotten out, they may have tussled and who knows what would have happened. She could say that, but that's, you know, projecting the future. You can't prove that would have actually have happened. So I think my little theory of that wouldn't stand, you know, in a court of law either. So
No,
Leah, that's a good point.
If she said that, see, that's the thing. If she said, "Oh, if I would have let him out, then I would have, you know, he would have beat the crap out of me." Well, then that shows intent. You left him there on purpose.
Yeah.
And even so, she thought that he's locked, he's in there now. Get out, go to your ex's house like you used to always do. Call the police like you did, like Leah just said 19 times. You know, like you had other options and you didn't take it.
Yeah. She had no hesitation or problems calling the police in the past. So why not call them? Why not call them that night too? Yeah.
I just don't understand how it's going to take 3 weeks. I really don't.
I don't either. I wonder why they're saying that.
Did I read that there was 50 people on the state's witness list? Was that true? I thought I saw that today.
Yes, I saw that today too.
I didn't look on the docket today.
All right. Yeah. Jules, you're a little frozen, but I'm sure you'll kick back in at some point. We can still hear you we can hear you audio.
I did check Ashley Benefield's docket today, and there were quite a few letters to the judge in support of her. So that was there was quite a few on there.
Yeah.
Who's going to write a letter for Sarah?
I will. I'll write one. Lock her up.
In support.
Yeah. Brad X, can you pull up Brad X? I'm going to read your comment. That's a good one about Dr. Lewis. Oh, well, that one too. This trial is going to be a massacre. Oh my God. Who would go to trial with all this evidence against them? Yes, but I'm sorry. I'm going to have Aaron Oz pull up the Dr. Lewis.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Brad X. Dr. Lewis in the Stauk trial, Dr. Spiegel and Depp v. Heard, and then this expert may kill their career in this trial. So would that be Harper? I guess, is that the only expert that they're going to call? Yeah, so.
Yeah, I think that's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I wish I could have talked to you guys about Dr. Lewis and the Stauk trial.
Oh my God. Dr. Rachel, that was the most horrifying thing ever. And what about the interview? And she had her kid in the room, right? And then
then her kid was at the trial, in the stairwell smoking weed. Listen, this woman back in the mid 90s, like I read all her books and like, and she was like, I thought she was awesome, like back in the day. Like her research was really great. I don't know what happened to her, but I was like, I couldn't even, I mean, we could do a
90 years
6-hour show
old
on that lady.
now.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, she truly had to have had some slippage because even her courtroom decorum, like it was like she had never testified in her life. She's testified hundreds of times. Like
Right.
I can't, that was so, I could go scream into a pillow right now over that. It's so bad.
That was bad. That was so bad.
I forget the experts in Jodi Arias, but weren't they? There was the
La Violette.
I'm sorry.
La Violette was one.
Yeah.
Domestic violence one.
Yeah. Good remembrance. Yeah.
And in Kirk's book, he talks about these La Violette. Oh gosh, like her trial ruined so many people's lives.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll see if Dr. Harper's career is ruined after Sarah.
Oh my gosh. Janine DeMarte was the one expert for the prosecution in Jodi Arias.
I loved her.
Awesome.
She was
great.
She was
class act.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. She was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to ask chat. Do you guys have any specific questions for Dr. Rachel, Jules, and or Sarah Boone, or myself? While we still have everybody, let that marinate for a second. I guess we can kind of talk about Jules. I'm going to be going down tomorrow afternoon. Well, tomorrow morning-ish. So,
awesome.
Chat, I will be on my way to Orlando tomorrow, and I will have boots on the ground.
So exciting.
Yeah. So I will be there. I'm going to check it out. I'm anticipating them starting Wednesday afternoon, but we'll see. So I want to be there. It's going to start Wednesday. That's kind of my feel. What do you guys think?
I according to what I read today, Judge Cranick feels that he will have a jury seated tomorrow, which would put opening statements on Wednesday, and depending on how long those opening statements take, they could start doing testimony on Wednesday, but for sure they still have those motions to take care of.
I don't think they took care of them because Milton hit Wednesday. They were closed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So
that'll be streamed probably, right? The motions.
The motions will,
yeah. So they really only had last Monday to deal with the motions and the jury selection.
Right.
And then the storm came threw everything off until obviously today. So yeah, I think they still have to deal with motions.
Are you guys having Peter on? Did I see that? Lawyer, are you going to be? He's going to be there, right?
Well, Brandy's going to be there. Surviving the Survivors there. Peter said he was going to go depending on a schedule. I'm going to get it whoever I can. I'm going to talk to whoever.
I'm so jealous.
I'm
so jelly.
All right, Brad X, do you think anyone will be a good witness for Sarah? Good question. Do you think there will be a good
Brian will be 50-50.
Yeah.
There'll be points that he'll score in her favor, and then there'll be
right, but not intentionally, I think, right? Like kind of unintentionally, if you will, because he's going to be the state witness.
Yeah.
So Brad X, again, the only one I think was her property manager. Sarah seemed to play on her past with DV. What is that in reference to? For a good witness?
She seemed to have a decent relationship with the property manager, I think. And Sarah would say, talk to the property manager. Like, she knows what's really going on. So, yeah, I think I would agree with that, Brad X. Like, it seems like there was something there that may have been a positive thing. And, I think there are some people that temporarily Sarah probably did get along with really well. I mean, she's kind of, she can be, if you're on Sarah's side, she's probably really easy to talk to and hang out with,
Not that neighbor who said that neighbor.
Nope.
She had bad breath. She smelled. She wasn't attractive.
My favorite story is when she bought the chair from him that he showed her what the chair was, and then she took it home and was like, this isn't what I wanted. He's like, I showed it to you, and that she flipped the chair at him. Was like, I don't want it. Give me my money back. I don't want it. That's my favorite. She like threw it at him.
That was funny. Lee or Leah? Lee, I'll go with Lee. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. The empty nester. I just want all the little tiny details. I want to know all of Sarah's behaviors, and I'm always fascinated with the juror's behavior. Yeah, we are too.
That's the thing that I'm most interested in is the jurors.
Yes. Jules, you will be watching them. I, unfortunately, am going to be in the press pool, so I'm not necessarily going to be have eyes on the courtroom. Tomorrow I will. Yeah, tomorrow I will be. I'm going to check in, and then I'll be. Yeah, I'm going to check out the jury tomorrow. I'm going to get there probably around 1 or 2. Got a little kitty here. Kitty.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm going to get there. Hopefully, I'm shooting for around 2 o'clock. And do you want to sit down? Come. I'm going to shoot for 2 o'clock and just go straight to the courthouse and see what's going on. And yeah, I'll try and do some streaming.
Just so you know, if they're in the middle of voir dire, you won't get in. You won't get in.
Oh, I can't even get in for that.
Nope.
Okay.
If they're doing voir dire, no.
Okay. All right. Well, I can go check out where the room is. I can just see how close it is to our hotel, see where the press room is, pick up my press pass, all that stuff,
Oh, good. That's all been.
Yeah. RA Recovery Addict sorted that out today. Got the email. So that's, we're all good to go. I picked that up when I get there, and we're gonna take it from there. All right, Brad X. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. Brad X. Sarah's property manager had a big past with DV. She seemed to just believe I thought the property manager was a male, but okay. She seemed to just believe what Sarah told her. She's falsely accused people, but even in front of them, she'd stand her ground. It made some people believe her. Okay. Well, we'll see. We know Dr. Harper is going to be. Oh, and I wonder if the defense will call back Brian, because we've seen that before, where one witness is called for both. That could be.
Yeah, possible.
That could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are 2, a man and a woman property manager. Okay.
Had somebody hidden in her past that really liked her, and
that would be interesting. Well, we know she's going to take the stand. Owen's already said she's going to take the stand. So
she's going to be, I think on the stand, she's not going to be like she was necessarily. I think initially she's going to be very upbeat, well-spoken, like good mood. Then she's going to be like, when they start talking about the domestic violence, she's going to be like she was on the stand that last time when she was during the motions hearing. She'll be very like somber and, well, I was very confused, whatever. I really don't even think she's going to try to fake cry. Like I don't think I've seen her cry once this entire, like in anything that we've seen her in. And I don't think she will. I don't think she'll even try.
Yeah, no, I think it'll come across, disingenuous, and people will see right through that. I don't think she's going to try. Because you're right, we haven't seen one even remote sense of remorse or, tear, sadness, if you will. Everything's been about her,
very business-like.
His family hates me. They're going to immediately accuse me. What color was his body, or was his body purple, whatever that.
She asked them, why was he purple? I mean,
just bizarre. So, yeah.
Well, if I take a softer approach to this, she obviously drinks for a reason, to numb something.
Yeah.
Some kind of pain. She's not drinking now. I wonder how she can cope. And I think she intellectualizes a lot to avoid feeling anything. So it's all this businessy thing, and writing all these letters and, just information, like saturation, in order to avoid really feeling what has happened. So it'll be interesting. No, she's never shown a shred of remorse, because I think in her mind, if she did, it would show guilt. I think she's very committed to this I am not guilty situation.
Interesting. All right. Let's just do a quick check-in. I want to do a quick check-in. Jorge bought Jules 3 cups of coffee with the question, too soon? Love you, Jules.
Thank you.
Sneaky bought you 3 coffees with a heart emoji. Future bought you 3 coffees. Hugs and prayers to you, Jules. And
Thank
Shore bought you 3 coffees. Jules, we need you there. Hugs. So
Thank you
guys.
so very much. I'm very honored and humbled by the generosity of Chris and Aaron doing this, and Dr. Rachel being here. And I mean, like, I don't even know what to say other than thank you. I mean, I'm literally speechless. I mean, thank you guys. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. We love you, Jules, and we want you to be there. You know, we want to make sure that you get there. You know, you've been following this trial for too long to not be there. So we will do whatever we can to get you there.
Well, that was just, I mean, gosh, my heart is racing right now.
Aw.
It is.
Well, we love you, and we're going to take care of you as best as we can.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
I appreciate you guys. I wish Dr. Rachel was coming down.
Me too.
That would be fun. That would be fun. Well, maybe
I know.
the next one. It's Florida. There's always going to be.
True, but
always something. I
Stearns,
know.
the FA trial on Stearns is February 3rd, I think it is. It's
Okay.
in February, and then the murder trial is
Mhm.
April, I think.
Okay, yeah, they split it. That's right. They split those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that these hurricanes have come through, my mom and sister are both looking at properties in other states. They're like, we're out. We're so done with this. We're so tired of dealing with. I mean, they've been in Florida for a long time, and they don't really like Florida on a good day. So then, year after year, going through the hurricanes, it's like they
this
just
is
can't.
the first time we've had 2 back to back.
Yeah, this is the worst it's been in a long
Well, we had
time.
4 hit in 2004, and then we had 4 hit Florida, and then 4 hit this year.
Yeah, I was there in 2004.
Yeah.
I was there for Katrina and Wilma.
Yeah. That was 2005. So Charlie, it was Charlie in 2004. Charlie, Francis, Charlie, Ivan, Francis, and Jean.
Man, you really remember those. I was in Fort Lauderdale, so I didn't get the full brunt of some of those. But
well, Francis and Jean, you felt, because I was in Fort Lauderdale too. I was right on Sunrise Harbor. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I lived in Plantation. Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie hit Punta Gorda, which basically split the island in half. And then Ivan, I think, hit the Panhandle. Maybe then that's the one that circled around and maybe was going to come back and hit us again, which it didn't. Oh, little dude alert.
We have a.
Hey, how you doing? Hi.
Oh, I love you. Yeah. Okay.
Oh
love
my
you.
goodness, he's so cute.
I think so.
How old is he?
He is 10.
10
years old.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
He was the same age as Sarah Boone's kid was when that happened.
Oh, gosh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I can't even let myself think about that, because the poor kid's gone through so much.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, who, me? He always doesn't hear anything until he hears the thing you don't want him to hear.
Exactly.
It's like, what, me? Huh? No.
We, the empty nester, Jules, you have been a huge asset in the courtroom. I became acquainted with you during the Kowalski trial. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, Leah. I'm sorry, Leah. Sorry, Leah. Apologize. Hope Case Unwinder. That's how we all became familiar with Jules, I think. Yeah, I would probably say that probably 95% of us became familiar with you at that point.
That was a year ago. A year ago. I didn't have
Oh gosh, yeah.
Any of the other ones that I went to, God, I'm really dating myself. There was no social media, and when other than MySpace and Facebook, and I don't even use those. And I just did it because it was something that I enjoyed. I did it for me, and then I was doing it on TikTok, and I don't know. The next thing you know, everybody knew who the hell I was. So.
And some of those people, you didn't want them to know you because you ended up in court documents. So
I sure did.
Notorious came about.
That is,
So awesome.
and I hated it. I hated that. I was so offended and I was so mad, and everybody was busting my chops about it. And the more they did it, the more upset I got. But Kurt from Uncivil Law had a talk with me and said, listen, that is who you are. Embrace it. Embrace it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll think about it. He goes, no, you need to embrace it because that's who you are. People are always going to remember you because of that.
That is
so
true.
Embrace it.
That is true.
And I said, okay. So we did.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Yeah. Chad, if you haven't, just please consider giving a little donation to help Jules get to Sarah Boone. You can see the QR code over by Jules and Frankie. You can scan that in. We also have the link scrolling by. So please consider anything to help Jules get there. We're doing pretty good. I'll tally everything up because I have like in a couple different spots, but I'll tally everything up and maybe we'll say it in the chat tomorrow or I'll post it on the community page or something. We'll let you guys know, and we do appreciate everything that you're doing for us tonight. But
Frankie appreciates it too.
And Frankie appreciates it too. Yeah.
Is Frankie a Jack Russell?
I was told that he was Dachshund and Chihuahua.
Yeah.
What? No, he's not.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, Red Pen. Good to see you in the chat.
He's like this all the time. All the time. I think everybody that sees him, especially when they look at his face, they're like, he's Jack Russell. So then, I looked at pictures of Jack Russells and I look at him and I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had two. One was a broken coat, so he was all fuzzy and furry, but the other one, Sagan, looked very much like Frankie. Was the smooth coat.
I was gonna say I had a Jack Russell that looked like Frankie. Her name was Ruby. She lived till she was 17. Yeah, I see a little. I see the Chihuahua.
Yeah, I see the Chihuahua. I do.
Chihuahua,
I see the Chihuahua.
Jack Russell. That's my bit. That's my guess.
Yeah, the spots. Yep, as the Jack Russell, but the face. Yeah, I can see the Chihuahua. I don't see. What's it? Dotson? You said the other one.
They told me Dotson and Chihuahua.
Yeah, Chihuahua. I can see.
They lied.
So, does anybody have any other questions? Janice, wonderful to catch y'all live. Been a very busy day here. Oh, I'm sure, Janice. Yeah, I'm sure. Thank you. We all know what you're going through with your brother-in-law, but thank you. Red Pen, Frankie has the chi head too, apple shape.
Yeah, I guess not, but he's got a long snout, and Chihuahuas don't have long snouts. So
Red Pen,
I'm gonna go grab my baby. Hold on a second.
Okay, sure. Oh, Chad, do you have any questions that you want us to ask Owens to ask Sarah? And you can think about that and send it to us down the road, but we got to come up with some questions for Sarah. Leah, the empty nester. Is there a place I can send Jules a donation where she will get 100% of the money? I know YouTube takes 30%. Buy me a cup of coffee takes 5%. If I donate, I want her to get all of it. I hear you. Jules, do you have anything set up?
I do.
Okay. I guess we should have probably asked you that, or you should have told us that when we talked about
I don't want to say it. Look at that face.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Than mine.
Wait, who is this?
Oh my God.
This is Fern.
What, Fern?
Her name is Fern.
Fern.
She's a kingpin. She's a Cavalier King Charles and mini pin mix.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have the ears done. But yes,
Oh,
I
no,
have
no.
I have a
King
Cash
Charles, I
App
love-
and
yeah,
and
King Charles are beautiful.
PayPal. So
So you have a PayPal account?
I have PayPal and Cash App. You're gonna make me
Jules,
look it up now?
if you had told us that on Saturday, we could have set it up.
I know because I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is hard. You know how I am. I'm already,
I know. I understand. It's sensitive, and I
know.
get it. If I was in your shoes, I'd be the
This is
same
very,
way.
very sensitive. It is. I am. It's
I
a
would-
thing.
I would be the same way if the roles were reversed. Trust me.
Aw.
But to Leah's point,
All
you
right.
know,
Well, I see, and this is how often that I use it that I don't even know what it is. So, okay. Cash App.
Text it to us, Jules. Text it to us.
Okay.
And we'll-
Yeah.
we'll
You
put
know
it up.
what? Can I just take a picture of them and
Text
send
it so
it?
we can put it. Text it to us. Can you do that? Somehow text it to us, and then we'll put it up in the scroll. If it's a picture, that's fine.
Don't worry about it.
And see, chat, we were going to set up a GoFundMe, but we thought that might be, we weren't sure how Jules would get that money. So we just figured we'll just go with what is already set up. It's easiest. And trust me, we threw this together very quickly on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm happy that we're able to do this.
Embarrassing. I'm grateful, but it's embarrassing.
Don't be
I know.
embarrassed.
I
We
know.
love you.
Right away.
Well, you guys, I have a kiddo. I need to get to bed. So
Right on. Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm
We
gonna
hear you.
bounce.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes.
Rachel /
Dr. Rachel, I adore you. You know that, right?
Aw, I do, and I adore you too.
do you have any words to say to Sarah, Dr. Rachel, on your way out?
Do I? Sarah, just listen to your attorney.
All right. Thank you so much for being with
Uh,
us. Really appreciate
Of
you.
course.
And thanks for your
Anytime,
time.
you guys are awesome. I'll
All
talk
right.
to you soon. Bye,
Okay.
Jules.
Bye.
See ya.
We'll probably talk tomorrow.
Yeah, we will, or later tonight. I'll send you 500 texts before bed. All right. Good night. See ya.
Bye. Good night. All right, Jules, before we
I'm
guess.
trying to do it. I'm trying to do it quickly.
All right. All right.
All right,
Take your
there's
time.
the PayPal is the first one.
Okay. That came in.
Okay.
So while Jules does that, chat, I am going to be going down, for those just coming in, I'm going to be going to the courthouse tomorrow. I'm going to be leaving and getting there hopefully around 2 or so. 2 or 3 is what I'm targeting. And I'm going to stream part of it. So those that are out of the country, out of the state, can see our turnpike, and I'll show you going into Orlando. And then once I'm at the court, I'm going to do a live there. And then over the course of the week, during breaks, I'm going to do lives, and then the morning break and the afternoon break. And then lunchtime, I'll do a members only live. You can have lunch with us. And then Jules and I will be doing a nightly cap. Is that right? Is that how you say it? Every night we'll be doing a recap.
A recap.
Yes. We're gonna have a recap, a nightcap every night. We're gonna
I
do a recap.
wish. I wish.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to have alcohol.
I know.
What do you call it? But if we land any interviews, we'll show
Yeah.
them on the recaps.
There you go. There you go. Yes. And I don't know if that'll be members. I'm going to do the lunch is going to be for members. So if you guys want to see lunch recap and check out, just talk with me for lunch, you can do that. You can become a member. We have 3 levels of memberships. And then Jules, I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to talk about that, but I'm not sure if we'll do a members only, subscribers only for sure. Will be the night recaps. But and then Jules, you're going to be calling into RA, right, and some other people too.
On the morning break and the afternoon break, I am calling into RA. Yes,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
what do you call it? And then during the lunch break, I
Mhm.
also will be calling into RA, and then I will be on Legal Vice's channel
Okay.
during the lunch break.
Okay.
And then so RA gets me in the morning, lunch, in the afternoon,
Okay.
and Legal Vices gets me at lunch,
Okay.
and then you have me at night.
Nighttime. Gotcha. All right, chat. So check out Jules on RA and Legal Vices, right? Legal Vices.
Legal Vices, yes.
Legal Vices,
Jeff
yeah.
with Legal Vices.
Jeff, Ed, Korea, right? He's in Korea.
He's in Korea, so yeah, and he's gonna be. And I hope it was okay. I told him that he can. You have a clean feed, and he can do yours.
Yeah. That's why we're doing it. That's why RA wants to do that. To offer the clean feed to everybody. Yeah, that's the whole point of this. To go head to head with the Law and Crime and Court TV and the big boys. Is Delphi being televised? Hope Case Unwinder? No. Trust me, if that was, we would be streaming that. All right, so we have a new QR code, and where does that go?
Cash App.
Okay, so that new QR code above Jules's head goes to Cash App, and then we also have it scrolling on the underneath. So we couldn't get PayPal was acting up, but we got the Cash App. So if anybody wants to support Jules there, that is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. And let's see, what else can we talk about, Jules?
Hold on one sec.
Oh, there is another storm brewing in the Atlantic, but
Yeah, well, don't even speak those words. Don't.
Yeah, so let's hope that right now it's nothing but clear blue skies, and at least we're Orlando. It's just been gorgeous. So
Well, I sent you the pictures of my son loading up the pets. The shelter animals that the shelters here got overwhelmed with, and flying out. They were being flown out of state.
Yeah.
And him going, he was in a boat going to a flooded house to go get some dogs and cats. And oh yes, Aaron, he did go back to that other house and he got the cat out.
Oh, good. Yeah, we have friends in Pasco County, and they were experiencing flooding. Let's see, the storm hit Wednesday, Thursday, I think it was Friday. All the rain that fell, which was like 10 inches, I think, over there, 10, 12 inches, it flooded all the rivers, and then all the rivers had to come back to the ocean, and so they were just getting flooded. So my friend she was like 4 blocks from where all the news coverage was. So they were like emergency, they were getting, evacuate. They were getting emergency evacuations. So yeah, storms are nothing to mess with, especially one that's this big. It can be the day of, the day before, the day of, a couple days after. So when we say there might be another storm brewing, we're like, oh, we are so storm weary right now. I'm really looking forward to like December. For storms.
Yeah, December 1st can't get here too soon to suit me.
Yeah, but that's not even any guarantee there won't be a storm, because we've had storms in December too. So
I don't remember that, but okay, if you say so.
Greek alphabet.
Yeah, they used the Greek alphabet a couple years ago. Yeah, when they run out of names, they go into the Greek alphabet. Sneaky, what are you saying to me? Shut my filthy mouth. This isn't shooting. It's not Wednesday. On Wednesday we wear pink. Okay, Sneaky, I want to understand that.
Why are we wearing pink on Wednesday?
Now help me understand that, Sneaky. I want to understand that.
Oh,
it's not Wednesday.
This isn't shooting the shit. It's not Wednesday. On Wednesday,
we wear pink.
I don't know. I think we need more of an explanation.
And storm is a 4-letter word, Sneaky. I will agree with that. Help us understand that wear pink on Wednesday. I'm more than happy to, although I never wear pink.
I hate.
Yeah. Sorry, Sneaky, we love you, but I personally don't. This is probably about as pink as I get. Purple, but it looks good on
pink. Pink is not my favorite color, but because of Maya, I did buy a pink shirt, and then because pink is her favorite color.
Okay.
And so so the day she testified, we were all in pink. But I hate pink, and I don't like purple either, just so you know.
Okay. All right. Two things, Sneaky. I'll get to you in a second. But Leah says, sorry, I don't have Cash App. Will you please put up the coffee link again?
Yep.
Okay. We will do that for you. And then
Or
Sneaky, ha
if
ha ha.
If you have PayPal, you could do PayPal. I was saying, shut your filthy mouth about the storms. On Wednesday, we wear pink is a Tina Fey quote. Don't mind. Oh, I didn't know that. Did you know that, Chris?
I didn't. I'm sure it's from one of her movies or I don't know if it's from Saturday Night Live or not.
It has to be from Saturday Night. That's the only thing I know her from is Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And didn't her and somebody else do one of the awards show? They were
possibly. Well, Mean Girls, didn't she do Mean Girls? I thought, didn't she write that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Brad X said Mean Girls. I didn't know.
Yeah. So Leah says, I do have PayPal. What is your PayPal, Jules? Can you
I sent it to Aaron. All right. It is, wait, let me look. PayPal is it is at J Bella 1423. I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. That's classic right there.
It's at J B as in boy E L L A 1423. Red rolling on the floor laughing. Okay, there's a story behind this, guys.
I'm sure.
Let me just tell you. I had 3 pairs of prescription glasses. This is for, seeing far away. Okay. I also had a pair, the same thing for seeing far away, but they were sunglasses. And then I had a pair of readers. So I would go like this and then put the readers on when I had to read something. Well, Frankie chewed the readers and the sunglasses and 5 remote controls. So what was my priority of replacing was the remote controls. The glasses are too expensive. So I do this, and if you don't like it, you can shove it because I don't care.
No, it's just great. I do love it. I think that's awesome. That's classic. All right. Oh,
this is the person who was doing Stearns today.
Okay, from the desk of Mert Witness 1. Mert Witness. I may be at the trial as well. Awesome.
Mert Witness 1. Yes, I follow you on Twitter. Do you follow me on Twitter? I follow you, Mert. You better be following me. I'm going to look right now if you're following.
All right, Mert Witness 1.
Yes, I did see where Mert said they were going to be in the courtroom.
And Hope, yes, a lot of people are planning on attending. Well, we know Brandy, we know Surviving the Survivor, we know Peter, us, Mert, and that's just off the top of our head. Mert followed?
No, Mert's not following me.
Mert. You're going to incur the wrath of Jules, the notorious Jules, I might add.
Yeah, because I follow you.
Fist bump. Sounds like my arsenal. Red pen. Hope says, I think Peter Trago said he was planning on going at one point. Yep. Not sure if he changed his mind. From what I understand, unless he was in trial. Unless Hope, he said, unless he was, last time I knew, unless he was at trial, he was going to go. So he may not be the full time like we will be, but he may pop in. So from the desk of Witness 1, checking my schedule, but it looks doable. All right. I hope so.
Well,
I hope
you better look for me.
Yourself. Oh,
nothing
Leah says,
is showing on PayPal. What? That is it.
Here, Leah, I'm going to post it because I can type it in. Let me post it here for you. Okay. At J.
That's it. See, I'm not lying. It really is it. How did you? Oh, me and Mert has got to talk because I went to I looked into getting one, figuring I could either use my TikTok account or my Twitter account, and it said I needed 15,000 followers, which I don't have. I only have like 1,500 on Twitter and 4,000. Red Pen, you'll have to ask Chris and Aaron. I honestly, this was their whole thing, and I was just letting them do their thing, and so you have to ask them. So in any case, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so but I knew somebody that would make me a pass, but then I was afraid with a lanyard, but I was afraid I would get in trouble. I was, allowed to do my thing at the Maya trial, and even Ashley Benefield's trial, they actually let me live tweet in there. I don't think Judge Krennic's gonna let me do that.
They were live tweeting today during jury selection.
Yeah, but what do you call it? I think Surviving the Survivor has a press pass.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you make me one?
Me? I am getting mine from RA.
I know you are.
So we
look online. Let me look online.
It is from the court. Yeah, he had to ask. All right. So to answer a question out there, we're attempting to raise $650, and right now, by my calculations, which could be a little off, but we're at $329.99. So we're at $330, and we're hoping to raise $650. So we're about half. Not bad. Thank you, chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All of that. That will go. Trust me, that's better than nothing. It's better than what we had at the start of the day. There's going to be heavy media presence, so get there. Yeah, that's what I am petrified about. I don't want a Johnny Depp where I got to show up at 3:00 in the morning and just wait. But I will do it. I absolutely will do it. But I see calculation face, red pen on Squeegee.
Why didn't I think of this before? You could make a free press pass.
No, it has to come from the court. It took like Scott. It took him like a month or something. It literally just came in today.
But you know how many people that I've seen with just a lanyard that said press on it with a photo?
Well, that's what I have. Yeah, I've got that here. Mert, the feed room. Yeah, that's where I'm going to be. Is that where you're going to be?
I see the putty cat.
Yes. So this is what Scott made for me.
Yeah.
Right?
See, I wish I would have known this. I would have made this like weeks ago.
You can do it with super chat or red pen, but they take 30%, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. So yeah. So
seriously, my PayPal's not working. I don't know what to say then. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Lori Wallace, is there an overflow area? I have no idea. That's why I'm getting down there tomorrow. Just to I'm going to case the joint and see what's happening, see what's, just find the room.
Here's a QR code. Wait. How do I do this? No, I don't. Okay. I'm going to take a picture and send this to Aaron. I never knew that there was a QR code. Who knew? I don't know why it's not working. I only have $9 in there.
Thank you, Red Pen. We really appreciate that, And again, just being here, guys, too. This isn't like a pressure or anything. We know, we know circumstances are what they are. We appreciate just you guys being here and supporting us, and supporting Jules. So thank you.
got a QR code.
Okay. So we do have a QR code for PayPal.
No, hold on.
Yeah, I don't mind giving YouTube a cut. They make this possible. I agree. You know, I understand Red Pen. They do. You know, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here right now. You know, so that is true.
Um,
All right, I'm gonna wing it here.
Sneaky side. A problem shared is a problem halved, friends. Teachable moment. That is true.
Okay, so let me.
Wise words. Sneaky. Sneaky is our resident soothsayer. No, is that soothsayer? I guess that could be a wise person.
Hold on.
Our resident wisdom speaker. Trying to come up with something for you, Sneaky. Someone needs to get Jules pick with those double specs on. Yes, that could be your press pack with the double specs.
All right, there's the PayPal. PayPal's up above.
Okay, PayPal now is above Jules. We have we have a
I know it
QR.
works.
We have a QR code above your head right now for PayPal.
okay, I have a question for you. Jeff from Legal Vices said, can he please have contact information for you just in case he needs to get in touch with you for any reason? He wants to use your feed.
Of course, yeah.
So what should I give him?
You can send him to our info @ I will text that to you right now.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Should we try and get Mert on? Because she can explain how the court works.
Sure. In what way?
Have her join.
Oh, Mert, you wanna come on? I can help explain from the desk. You wanna pop on? We'd be more than happy to have you on. If no pressure, you can just come on and do audio only, or if you want to do visual as well. We can send you a link if you're so interested. That'd be great.
Just we need an email address, or send us an email to info@trial.me. There. Did you do that?
Yeah, I just posted our. If anybody wants to contact us, it's info@trialtvlive.com. That's info@trialtvlive.com. And Mert Witness, if you want to jump on.
Yeah, jump on.
Give me a few minutes to set up. You got it.
Boom.
All right. I'm going to take this moment to go grab some more water. I will be back in a second.
Oh, so what does he do? So guys, this is what I look like when I'm home alone and I'm reading, just so you know. So you all can laugh at me and all you want. Let's see. What other information can I give to you guys? I love you too, Trial TV Live. Yes, yes, yes. In any case, ask me anything you want. Throw some questions in the chat. I don't care what you ask me. I'm an open book and I will be 100% honest with you. So I'm looking at the chat. I don't see no questions coming yet. Ooh, family visits in my family. Those are the worst. I am so glad. All right, Red Pen. I'm so glad you guys got in with the court at the very last minute. I will try to follow here and there. I have a big family visit this weekend of all week, so I'll be in and out. Yeah, okay. yeah, family visits, especially on holidays. That's like the worst. Absolutely the worst. Oh, here's a little bit of information I can share. I talked to Maya the other day, and Maya is now a brunette. She's no longer a blonde. So that's a little bit of news that no one knows about. Leah, thank you for the PayPal. I appreciate you. Thank you very, 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 very much.
I'm not here. Hold on.
See, my PayPal does work.
Red Pen asks, how is Maya?
Maya is doing well. They moved. I'm not going to give the location because I'm just not, but they moved. So I'm very happy, that they're out of that house now.
Okay.
And Kyle is doing really well. He's excelling in school, and when he's not doing school, he is fishing. I'm waiting for my grouper. So he's doing a lot of fishing when he's not in school. And I don't think Jack will mind me saying this. At least I hope not. Oh well. Jack's got a lady friend now, and so he's doing well. And it turns out that it's his lady friend has a daughter that has CRPS.
Okay.
So
they can relate.
They kind of bonded over that. So they're doing really, really, really well.
Good.
And so there's that bit of news. And
her case was.
I just missed them because they don't live close to me anymore. So we're supposed to get together at one point. Dr. Cochran is no longer retired. He went back to work. He's actually working at a hospital in Colorado. They called and begged him to get, I guess things were not going well. And so they asked, can you please come and get our hospital in order? So he flies out on Monday morning to Colorado, and then he flies back here on a Thursday evening so he can have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with his family. As a matter of fact, I have to check and see how he made out, because he's got a vacation. He lives in Tampa, okay, but he has a vacation home in Sarasota. Go figure. And that home is on the water, so I do need to reach out and see how he did.
What about his wife's restaurant? Is that?
Well, I have to reach out and see. Yeah. I do. Yeah. She's got three of them.
Oh, 3. Oh, I didn't know that.
She's got 3. And so I do owe him a message.
Oh, Leah says, where in Colorado? She's in Colorado. Where is Dr. Goodhair? Where's that hospital?
I don't remember. Wait, let me look at my messages. I have to look at my messages because I really don't remember offhand.
And what a commute. I thought I had a long commute from Woodstock to New York City every day, but my goodness, that's a commute and a half.
My cousin used to commute from Lake George into New York City.
Every day or?
Every day.
Wow. There was a lot of people from Albany. They would come down Monday, and then they work, and they weren't always, it wasn't every day. I was doing every day, but they'd come down Monday, then I'd see the same people going back on Friday. And there was a bar car, so you can imagine what Friday nights were like going back. It was a fun trip. I didn't mind it. Going up the Hudson, especially in the fall. If anybody's, from that area, you know what I'm talking about.
I must have deleted it.
All right, Mert, you need a link. Do you want me to grab it, or do you got it? We'll send it to you in a second.
My bad. I deleted it. I'm so sorry. I can't answer your question. Usually I save all my messages. I don't know why I didn't do it this time.
Mert, can you
email us?
Yeah, can you email us at the info at? Let me see if I can. Yeah, Mert, go ahead and email that, and we'll send you the link.
Yep, I deleted it. So I'm sorry I can't answer your question, but I will definitely, when I message him, I will find out that answer.
Okay. Where in Colorado he is, yes.
Yeah.
Membershipping sounds fine, sounds fun. Sorry, I was a bit behind while membershipping. Is there a verb for that? Membershipping. Can you explain what the scroll is, Hope Case Unwinder? I just need a link to it that I can follow. Okay. Our wizard behind the curtain is doing all kinds of things, chat. You have no idea what's going on over here.
I don't know why I didn't think about doing that damn pass a lot sooner.
The what? The pass? What are you talking about?
Yeah, to make my own media pass.
Oh. Well, you had to contact the court. You can't just
No,
make
I don't qualify for the court.
Right. You have to have a website. Scott explained the whole thing. You have to have a certain number
I
of
know.
hits.
But listen, though, you're not listening to me. You can create your own media pass without doing that.
Right. But is that going to get you in the press room? I don't know.
I got into the press room in the other places, but I'm talking about, so this way I won't have any issues live tweeting from inside the courtroom.
Okay. What happens if you have to stay? With my press pass, do I get like special treatment? Can I just walk up and say I'm with the press?
And you go where you'll see they'll have rows that will be marked off that said press.
So that's going to stink. In the morning, if there is a line, you're going to have to wait. I mean, I'll wait with you, but
no, I go straight to the. I go there. I sit in where the press is, because half of those people. Well, I shouldn't say that because it is Orange County, but I'm sure a couple of my contacts with Court TV and Law and Crime will be there, so they'll be like, "Come sit with me." So
nice. All right. Sheba B, hello from Tampa. How did you fare, Sheba? We have friends there, and they made it through, but I saw some videos. It was pretty hairy. Yeah, I just don't want a Depp Heard thing where we have to wait out at 3 o'clock in the morning. And
no, I really don't think it's going to be like that.
You don't think so? Yeah. Well, I know the local channels in Orlando are going to be there because they've already said they're going to be there. We know Law and Crime and Court TV are going to be there. No internet still, Sheba. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, but you're here, so thank you. Thank you for spending some time with us. We do appreciate it.
I sent Mert the link.
Okay, Mert, we sent you the link. Hey, Ada, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I just don't want. I'm hoping that it's not going to be another Depp Heard thing. As far as that is concerned, but we'll see. Yeah, like you said, I won't be able to get into the courthouse tomorrow, but at least I'm going to go down and check it out. See where everybody is, see how much media is there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mert Witness 1. Is that backwards? MAOK or KOME? KMIC. I'm going to try and figure out that shorthand that you just wrote.
Yeah.
Well, we're waiting for Mert to jump in. We read Sarah Boone's alimony letter earlier. We had Sarah Boone on herself from jail, live from jail. She was kind enough to take time out between showers and sleep to talk with us, and she read her alimony letter. Could Mert be Murtaugh? Murdaugh? Could be. Oh, Sarah Kardashian. Hi, everyone. I went to the Jody Arias trial. Had to be in line at 4 a.m. I'm checking things and hopefully we'll send to Jules. Yeah, Sarah. That's what I am hoping to avoid. I remember when the verdict was read and all those people out, out in the plaza or whatever. Did you go, Sarah? Oh, you went to it. Okay. So were you in the actual courtroom or were you outside in the plaza with everybody, or where did you stand? And I'm hoping it doesn't become that, but.
Sorry.
Oh. Who's going to Sarah Boone's? Both. We are going to be there. I will be in the press room and Jules will be in the courtroom. Oh, all right. Mert, let's bring you on board.
I can't wait to see Mert.
Hello, Mert. Can you hear us? All right. Well, when you're there, just give a hi sign. I see a bunch of cords coming out of a computer or something. Yes, Sheba B, the two you see on screen now, and Mert may be there too, right? I think Mert, you said we were going to be there. Sarah Kardashian in the courtroom for 2 days of testimony when state put their case on. Okay. So you saw Juan in action. Boy, Juan's one of those prosecutors that I absolutely loved, but then he broke bad and he got into some real, suspect stuff, and now he's been disbarred, I think, and it's a shame. I really liked him.
He was good with Jimmy.
Yeah, he and Jody, what a pair. That was like a master class in my opinion, what he did. Hey, Ada K, I am just joining now. I'm just now joining. Thank you for being here with us. I just finished teaching my American Sign Language class. Y'all are awesome. Well, thank you. So are you. And if people don't know, Ada K is ASL, American Sign Language, and she picks up trials. And she, instead of adding her commentary, which she does, she'll also do sign language. So anybody that is hearing impaired, or if you know somebody that is, please check out Ada K. She picks up our streams, and we're very, very grateful and happy that she does that. Ada, you also do powwow streaming, which I absolutely love. You did that Saturday, and I'm just head over heels. I would love for you to do more of that. I think that's just so cool. Mert, trying to get the mic to work? Okay. Oh, this is where you could use some sign language, Mert. We can get, well, we couldn't hear you, so I guess that point is, that's not the point, yeah. Yep, check out Ada K. Trial TV Live just dropped. All right, Mert, we're going to pull you up again, or you want to pull yourself up whenever you're ready? All right, we have a visual on Mert. Sure, I'll stream more powwow. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Please do more. It was Saturday night.
I don't know how to pull myself up.
That's all right. We have audio at least.
You have to point your camera at you.
Yeah, flip your camera around. There you
Okay,
go.
I'm doing this.
There you go.
Hi.
Yeah, well, I flipped the phone around, and
Okay, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. So
yeah,
there you go. All right, you froze, but can you talk still? We may have lost you. All right, we lost Mert. All right, we'll get you back. Keep working on it. So Mert is going to go. Is that what I'm understanding, right?
Yes.
And he was at Stearns. Okay.
Yeah, he was at Stern the hearing.
Which they did not stream. We were going to grab it if they streamed it, but they did not stream it.
Well, according to Mert, he was only in there like 2 minutes and left.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
talking
his
about
deal?
Stern.
Yeah, like he never shows up or something, right?
Well, he has the right to waive his appearance, but I don't know why he is. I don't know why. That's why I would love to ask Mert what happened when he was in there. I want to know. I want to know.
All right, Mert, we got you back again. You want to, let me. All right, now turn your phone around or just talk. It doesn't matter. If you want to just talk, that's fine too. Can you hear us? Oh.
It's lag time on the phone, so
that's okay.
It's probably going to confuse the conversation a bit.
That's okay. So you were at Stearns today, or what, Jules? What do you want to ask?
I can hear you guys fine.
Okay, we can hear you as well. So
good.
Let's just keep it at that, so we don't lose the connection. So
Yeah,
Jules,
plus I can hear myself.
Mert, I want to know what happened when you were at the status hearing for Stephen Stearns.
All right, what I'm going to do is let me give a little bit of a monologue about what happened at the trial.
Good.
Please.
Okay. Well, this is what happened. Boy, this lag time is something else. Anyway, I got at the courthouse in the morning.
No, we lost you, Mert. Nope, any back.
After they did most of the status hearings out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my volume down because I'm getting confused here.
Okay.
And that's not. Boy, I should have wore headphones. I usually use my computer, but it's not booting up properly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. All right.
All right. Let me try this again.
Okay.
Anyway, geez, this is weird. I don't know how I can turn my head. Do you guys know how I can turn the headphones out on this thing? Because this is really a mess.
Can you plug headphones into your phone?
Tell you what, guys, you go ahead with your recording or your conversation. I'm going to get a set. I got to get my Bluetooth headphones.
Okay.
This isn't going to work right.
Okay. All right. We'll be here.
Well, this is a Galaxy and it doesn't have a headphone jack.
Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. All right.
Dang, I really want to know what happened in there.
He'll come back. He'll come back. So Ada K, you say we have a good trial coming up in Texas. The missing woman whose husband is now in jail while they try to find her remains. I think I'll follow that closely. Maybe go to that one. Yeah, that would be cool. I haven't heard of that one.
I did. Court TV did a little promo on it.
Okay. All right. We're talking tattoos. Yeah, you do have cool tattoos. Can't wait to see those in person.
On my old wrinkly skin.
What's the every tattoo has a story. What's the story with that?
Oh, the story is my mom and I did not have a good relationship ever, not ever.
Okay.
And Frankie, and this is part of this represents my non-relationship with my mother. It's her rosary, her actual rosary.
Oh, wow.
And it wraps around my arm. And then there's a rose. You can't see it, but this is a rose, but with the thorns. So the thorns represent the thorny relationship. And here in Italian, it says Bella Vita, which is beautiful life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the angel wings. And that's me. All of this is my mother, but this little portion is me. that
Okay.
I made myself a beautiful life despite the fact that I didn't have a good mother.
Gotcha.
And so maybe someday we'll talk about why this is the way it is.
Sure. Yeah, you have so many stories that I want to hear. So, well, let's get through Sarah first, and
yeah,
we can intersperse some stories here and there. But
no,
Mert, are you with us? Oh, Mert? All right, Mert, we see you. We see a leg.
Yep, we see a leg.
We see a leg, Mert. All right. Well, while we wait for Mert to come back, we have a PayPal link, QR code to support Jules to get to Sarah Boone. We also have Cash App. You can also do on Trial TV Live, buy me a cup of coffee and Venmo. And everything that we make will be going straight to Jules. And also YouTube. People have given us some super chats. So we are pretty sure we will get Jules.
We have a great community, an awesome community.
We do. Our chat, you guys are the best. You know, I know everybody says that, but you know, I truly can say from the bottom of my heart that you guys are the best. We have so many people come into our chat. Oh, there's the rosary. Wow.
No, this is not my mother's. This is mine. And everybody always asks about the rosary that I had Maya in her pocket the day she was testifying. And this is my rosary. It was blessed by Pope Benedict in Rome at the Vatican when I was there in 2007.
Nice.
So
that's
mine. People always ask about the rosary. This is the rosary.
And there it is. Wow. That's pretty cool.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was very fortunate, you know, to be able to see. That was the first and only Pope that I ever got to see up close and personal.
So how did that work? You obviously you stood in line, or
yeah, we paid. you had to pay. Sure. And yes, we stood in line, and he was standing there with bishops and archbishops, cardinals. They were all lined up, and and when it was our turn, and he puts his, people get turned off by this, but it is tradition. So what can I tell you? He puts his hand down, and you kisses, and then he does a blessing over you. I had my rosary with me, and I asked if he would bless my rosary, and I was told not to do that. Okay. But I did it anyway.
Yeah.
I had it in my hands, and he anointed me and stuff, and I asked, and he did it. I had my rosary out in my hand like that, and he blessed my rosary. So sometimes it pays to break the rules. I mean, what were they going to do to me at that point? At that point, I was already in front of the Pope. I mean, what was he going to do?
They're not going to haul you off, haul you away.
They're going to haul me out. But I'll tell you, yeah, that was the first and only time that I ever went to the Vatican out of all my trips to Italy. It was like, you know what? Let's just go.
Do it once. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah. So because normally when I go, there he is. Hi, Mert.
Hi, everybody. For some reason, I've got 2 feeds from your channel on.
Okay. Can you close one of them, or you sound?
That's what I'm trying to. I'm going to close this one and see what happens.
Okay.
Hello.
Yep, we're still here. We're still here. There you go. Can you hear us? Go ahead and give us an audio check. I see video.
All right. I think what I may have to do is I'm going to close all out and then come right back in again because I'm getting 2 displays.
Okay. Okay, we'll be here. So Leah, the empty nester, this is only my 2nd time in live chat, but each time has been lovely. I'm usually on replay crew. Well, we appreciate all of your support, whether it's replay or live. And of course, we would love to have you live because then we can actually talk to you and you can talk to us. But we get that so many times. People will come in and say that they love our chat because we're not law and crime, we're not toxic, and we strive to make sure it's not. You know, we are a small channel, we are growing. We have some great mods and great researchers, and we drop a lot of knowledge. We want our chat to be knowledgeable. We want them to have, when they come in for a case, I always put in the description, I put as much as I can about the case in the description. So if you have any questions, you can always go there. But our mods are always happy to help you if you have a question, and I gain, I don't know everything about these trials. I get my education from what's out there. So if you have some special knowledge, please tell us in the chat and I'll add that to the description, and or we'll just all grow together. So
now
come on,
with
here we go. Okay, just freeze, stay there. You don't have to do anything, just talk. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, so I'll start where I was before. All right, I was in the court at 8 in, and unknowingly, Steven had shown up for his, wasn't so much a status hearing as it was a motion hearing. Now, there was a woman in there that had a gray suit on the floor in front of her in a box, and she's directly across from me. And that turned out to be his mother. And we also had one local cameraman there who set up briefly. And that courthouse has a terrible audio system, so I didn't hear the whole conversation. And I sat there for an additional hour before someone told me that he'd already been there and left. But basically, from talking to the bailiff, they have asked for a continuance and was granted. They wanted the trial delayed, the defense attorney, until 2017 or 2027. And the judge says, no, we're not going to do that. He says, we're not going to drag this out. He said, what we're going to do is tentatively in the month of February 2025, we are going to have a pretrial hearing. And then after that, we will go into the first of 2 trials. I think they're going to do the child abuse offenses first. And then in September, we will have another status hearing. And then that will be the murder trial sometime in October of 25. So that's basically what happened.
Okay. And how many people were there? How many people were there?
Very, very few. Most of the people there were there for different hearings. This is a day when they do status hearings. They had 7 inmates sitting in the jury box, plus a number of people behind me that were coming in to make their plea, and then the judge would comment on it, and these things usually last 5 to 10 minutes. So, and this was after Stearns was already there. It kind of threw me off because I didn't recognize him. He looks in court a lot different than he looks in reality. Plus, he's got what you could call an inmate cut. His hair is a skinhead type hairstyle.
Right.
He is relatively tall. He was in the orange jumpsuit and shackled and all that nonsense. So again, it was a very brief proceeding.
Very brief. Yeah. Now, the Orange County courthouse, you've been there, right?
Yeah. I covered the Casey Anthony case from there.
Okay. Jules was at that trial.
Oh.
Jules, audio. Jules, audio.
Okay.
I was there too, Mert, for Casey Anthony.
Yeah, I'm the one that had the news, man, and I did a lot of live streaming. And so I was there early in the portions of the trial, and you didn't see me in person because I was in the press room. They have a feed that comes into the media room, as it's called, and you have audio and video XLR where you can plug in and then stream it out to your own sources. And I was in there with like WDBO, who's a local station. They covered the trial, and other medias. So plus I drove around all the points of interest in the case, like the bar that she went to. I went out to the Anthony house, and I met
George. I met George. I had a really nice long conversation with George.
And it wasn't when they were doing the search for Kaylee at Blanchard Park. I was actually invited by the bounty hunter, not Dog, the other one.
No, Leonard Padilla. I am very good friends. Well, Leonard is living in Spain now, and he has.
Oh, really?
And he has Alzheimer's, so I'm not.
Dear.
I'm not in touch with him anymore. But Rob, Dick, and I, we're still close. He just did me a big favor a couple of weeks ago. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I met Leonard. They did this in two phases. When Texas EquiSearch came to Orlando, they set up at a field across from some hotels down by the airport, and they for some reason they thought she was down near the airport somewhere.
I was there for that. I'm a team leader for Texas.
I was in the automotive leasing business, where I would design and lease out commercial vehicles, and the live truck, as it was called, was one of those vehicles. And when this trial came up and I had it to where I normally send them to the auction, I pulled it out of inventory and used it to live stream all the stuff going on. And I met Leonard Padilla along with Dog and the bounty hunter. And then after EquiSearch decided they weren't going to participate anymore, Padilla had gone out to Blanchard Park, which is on the east side of Orange County, and it's fairly near where the grandparents lived, and set up there. And so I live streamed from Blanchard Park while they did the search, which lasted a few days. And then, after that, I used to run around, and I was on my way home from one of the days at Blanchard Park, and I got a call and said, you need to get down to the Anthony house as quickly as possible, George Anthony's house. And I went down there, and what had happened, that was the day they found Kaylee. And the Anthony's had come back from an interview they did up in New York, I believe. And so there was a big crowd, and I was there live streaming that whole mess. And then the rest everybody knows they went from December all the way through to July with all this pre-trial stuff, almost the same thing they're doing now with Stearns. And then, she was found not guilty, which has got everybody mad. But the funny thing is the state was trying to do a plea deal with her. They were going to give her life in prison without parole and take the death penalty off the table, and she turned it down, which is probably the smartest thing she ever did in her life.
Yeah.
And
hindsight, yeah.
in hindsight. But she remains one of the most hated women in the country right now. Because of that.
Oh yeah.
Mert, I want to, Only Fan, who's one of our mods, said, tell us about the Orange County court system. So I just want to focus on that just for now, so we can get back to Casey.
Okay, that's fine.
It's fascinating.
All right, because that's my main purpose for coming on here is to explain that to you. All right,
Yeah.
the Orange County Courthouse is a 27-story building in downtown Orlando, and they had the usual security to get into the courthouse. Now, right now, I don't know which courtroom they're hearing, but they're all upstairs. You go through security, you go to an elevator, you go up a level or two, and then you go to the appropriate courtroom.
12A is where they have been. According to the dockets, it's been 12A for whatever.
Right.
Okay, 12 Alpha. All right, that's one of the larger courtrooms, but the courtrooms in that courthouse are not that big. You're lucky if you can get 100 people in there.
Okay.
And it's going to be swamped with media from all over the place. And also, when you go to the building, you're going to see in front of the courthouse is a D-shaped pull-off on Orange Avenue. And there'll be all the news vans will be in that area because they have an external XLR port to where they can plug their stuff in and broadcast it out. As far as the courtroom itself, the arrangements they make with the media varies. Usually they appoint a pool cameraman from a network to go in there, set up, and do the stream, and then they distribute it to everyone over the internet, so everybody can stream that trial if they want to. You don't need to go to CNN or anybody like that. You can just feed off the court, and they'll do it, and you can do it direct. That's what I usually do.
Right.
And as far as press credentials, you really don't need them. It helps. I have credentials because of what I do. I went and got it in the Anthony case to meet the special requirements that the court had at that time because they've never done a case like Casey Anthony before, and they really got blindsided.
Yeah.
So it's getting into the courthouse is relatively. If you do get down to the court ahead of time and you want to go upstairs, the court administration is on the top floor.
Okay.
And you go in, there's a little room, you talk to the lady, tell you who you are and all this. And the administrator will tell you what you need to do and what the rules are and so on and so forth. You can live text from the courtroom. You cannot record audio and you cannot take video pictures on your own.
Okay.
Now, as far as pictures, the Orlando Sentinel takes pictures there. And the last time I checked, if you contact the Sentinel, they will give you images that they take in the court without getting involved in the copyright issues. Because this is an arrangement that the Sentinel has made to the court so they don't have all these newspaper photographers showing up and cluttering the court.
Sure.
And so I think you're going to find, if things haven't changed, that the Orange County Courthouse is going to be a lot easier to work with many in the country.
Okay. I have that I'm checking into suite 325 to pick up my press pass. Does that sound accurate?
That's right. That's about right. Yeah, they do distribute press passes for media that don't have them. I've got to check personally with them to see if I need to get a separate press pass, because I'm a member of a trade organization and I have my own credentials.
Okay.
But they may want me to, because the IAPP is a foreign-based trade association that, they give leads and all that nonsense, and they help you with getting through courts. And so I've got those credentials. But prior to that, Orange County had it that you had to have a certain amount of subscribers on social media like YouTube and all that. They require like 1,000 to 1,500 subscribers to YouTube, and that's about it.
Well, there's a website now too, because Recovery Addict, Top Mark Media, he had to create a website, and you had to have a certain number of hits that made it to that website. That was part of him passing this court's standard. And he used his YouTube channel as well. Yeah. So Let me ask you then, because I'm concerned about, standing in line at 3:00 in the morning. If I have the press pass and the credentials, do I have to stand in line or can I go through a separate door and skip all that?
That is a question you would have to ask the administration, because even if you are a media, there's no separate entrance for the press.
Okay.
Usually everybody goes through the main entrance. You go through security and then upstairs, and the bailiff at the courtroom will determine whether or not you can and cannot get in.
Okay.
Most of these trials, I don't know about this one, set up at 9 in the morning, especially these high profile ones. So if you get there an hour or two early, you should be able to get into the court. This is not going to be like Casey Anthony. That was an absolute mess. They had lines going from the entrance to the courthouse all the way out to Orange Avenue, which is 1,000 feet from the courthouse. And they actually had to give out lottery tickets to people in order to get in. And you had to do this every day.
Yeah, I'm thinking
But this
about
is the public.
Sure. I was thinking about Depp and Heard, where people were staying out, 3:00 in the morning, they were in line and they would I think they got tickets as well, but you had to be in line. And I'm trying to avoid that at all costs, but I'll do whatever I have to do, obviously, But,
yeah. Because what I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to go down and have a discussion with administrators just so I know for sure what's going on and to see how heavy the press presence really is.
Well, let's meet up. Let's meet up at some point. I'm going to be there probably between 2 and 3. I'll be hitting Orlando area, and then I'm going to try and make it to the courthouse before they close. So somehow let's. I have your email, I think.
Yeah. It's mertwitness1@gmail. It's fairly easy.
We'll connect. Let's connect either tomorrow or Wednesday, but at some point, let's connect.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll send you my my primary cell phone number, which is the one I'm on now, so that you'll have my number. I'll put that in the email. Okay. And because I usually, I'll be hanging around the courthouse talking to my local contacts and everything, and
sounds good.
See what's going on. And I live stream periodically, sometimes on X and sometimes on YouTube, although my status on YouTube is kind of questionable right now because that's due to one of my court cases. And it's kind of weird because it's a thing where YouTube thinks I'm promoting conspiracy theories, which I'm not. What it is the trials that I covered out in Colorado and in Ocala had strong connections to people that are QAnon and MAGA and all this stuff. And everything I showed was actual court records, and I put up body cam footage, the whole 9 yards, and I got hit with 2 strikes so far on 2-year-old material. So my YouTube channel may not be around. And so I'm looking for alternate social media accounts to get on or maybe come in as a guest commentators on something like this.
Sure. No, absolutely. Do you want us to go to your channel at all and subscribe, or should we stay away from it?
Well, yeah, you can go there and you can look and take a sample of my work and what I've been doing and what I've been having to put up with. Because there's a certain group that's been after me for years. They say things like I'm Whitey Bulger, who is the gangster that got whacked in prison, and they said the FBI had some impersonator come in there and they killed him, and I'm Whitey Bulger running around doing all kinds of weird things. So it's social media has really gotten to be a circus. I
know. Well, I just subscribed from the desk of Mert Witness 1. I just subscribed, so we'll check you out. But I'm looking forward to meeting you, and you can come back on. We're gonna, I don't know if you heard earlier, but Jules and I will be doing. I'm going to do morning, lunch, and afternoon breaks. Jules is going to be calling in to Recovery Addict at those same times, but we're going to be doing recaps at night. So we'll have to figure out somehow to.
well, and it
We'll have to figure out-
probably would serve everybody better if I were to do it on your channel, and I could probably simulcast to mine. I don't know.
We'll sort it out. Yeah, we'll sort it out. But yeah, this will be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah, now the stars thing, I don't know if you have any questions about that, but this, it's a combination of almost like another case that I covered where everybody's taking sides. There's people that are not so much Stearns, but the mother. There's people that think that she should go to jail. There's people that it's the usual mess. We had this with the Haley Cummings case out of Palatka, Florida, which was another one of these things. And the group that's after me is heavily involved in that case. And they got into conspiracies about that one. Wow. And that child is just...
Murph, I don't care what anybody says. He killed his daughter.
That's he either killed Haley or he knew who did, because he went to prison again for drug-related crimes. Both him and Misty went to prison because of they just can't get out of this habit of selling drugs. And they even got, I believe she was with Texas X was search in jail too.
Yes, that's correct. And I really thought at one point, I thought maybe they sold her, but I don't think so. I think either he or Misty did something to Haley, and all was going on around the same time. Same thing with what's her face, Melissa Duckett.
Oh God, yes, yeah, Melissa's a trip, or was, and that I didn't live stream that case, but what I did is I started on an old chat called Topics, and I also would go on Web Sleuths and talk about that case. And then I went out there with my camera, took pictures of the apartment. I went to different locations in the area, which is this is how I cover these things. And it's just that one was a weird one. Titan Duckett, they've never found them, have no idea what happened to them. There's a local incinerator in Leesburg. That's a possibility, but just the kid vanished without a trace. Same with Haley. Now, my opinion on what happened with Haley was that Ron Cummings, Mr. Crosland, and that whole bunch up there were heavily involved in drugs, mainly cocaine, because meth really wasn't a thing back then, and marijuana, and they had parties. And the theory that's popular is that Haley got involved or accidentally got into the drugs. You know how kids are curious, and she died from it. They panicked and tried to get rid of the child. At least Misty did, because Ron was working that night, supposedly, when she disappeared. Hence that famous phone call. So, that's been some people's theory, including mine, is she died because of an accidental overdose on some kind of drug. Because some of those drugs, you don't even have to take them. All you got to do is touch them, like fentanyl, and you'll die just because the skin absorbs the drug. So that's what happened there.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. That's up in Palatka, you said?
Yeah, Palatka, Florida. Palatka is about an hour's drive from Jacksonville, and it's due northwest from St. Augustine. So it's in the northeast corner, and it's typical small town, and they lived in a mobile home park that was fairly remote. So where the house was and where the park was, it kind of cast doubt on the child was kidnapped, which was the going theory at the time, that somebody had come into the house while everybody was asleep, took the child, and who knows what happened to her from that point. But sometime after the disappearance, they did find a brick with rope in a 600 feet from the house. And so they think the alligators got her. Kind of gruesome, but that was the theory of the sheriff.
Wow.
And if that's the case, they'll never see her again. Because she is a really, really small girl.
Right, right. Interesting. All right, we're seeing some people sign off because it is getting late here. Mert One, we really appreciate you being here, and I definitely want to connect with you either tomorrow or Thursday. Yeah. I'll send you my. I know you said you were going to send us your cell number, and I'll send you.
Yeah, I'm going to send the cell number.
Okay, cool.
Selection there. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's definitely connect tomorrow or what's today? Monday. Tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll definitely connect. And
actually, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yes. So tomorrow or Wednesday we will connect. That's what I was trying to get out.
Yeah, because they're going to try and get this thing started on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
And if they can get enough jurors.
Yeah, I'm thinking Wednesday afternoon, but we'll see. All right. Oh, Sheba B, your channel is Mert Witness. Let's see, where was it?
It's if you do a search on YouTube, it's From the Desk of Mert Witness 1.
Here, I can drop it in the there, Chad. I dropped it in. Go give Mert some love there. All right.
Because at least they can go through my library and see all the stuff I've done and how sloppy my broadcasts are. Because I am not a professional by any stretch.
They go sideways often. We say that about our chat. We go sideways often.
Well, I go sideways all over the place. It's just.
Hey, I'm looking forward to meeting you and hanging out. I think this will be fun. I'm glad you popped in and you connected with Jules, and now you're here. So that's cool.
All righty, well, you go.
I bet we knew one another back in the Casey Anthony days.
You probably did.
We probably did. My memory sucks. But if I were to ever see you in person, I probably would recognize you. And
Well, I for one, I'm looking forward to meeting you. So I think this will be fun. Thank you so much for popping in, and we will definitely connect tomorrow.
Glad to do it. I'm available anytime.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Good night.
Okay. All right, Jules. Yeah, I'm going to probably pack it in too.
I am too, because it's very
I have so much to do still. I have to pack. I have so much to do.
Me too.
But,
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, all right, we're going to let you go.
In fact, I'm an hour and 12 minutes overdue from taking my chemo pill. So I do have to go. I love you guys so very much. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. It was a very gracious thing for Child TV Live to do for me. And for all of you in the chat, gosh, this is the best community ever. Thank you so very much. And on that note, I'm leaving the studio. Bye.
Bye, Jules. We love you. All right. Chat, thank you for everything that you have done for us today, and you have done for us. We've been on since, we came on, well, not this live, but we started this channel back in mid-May, and we are growing, and we thank you for everything that you guys have done for us. We will continue to grow through Sarah, and we hope that you join us for that ride. Thank you for supporting Jules today. We will settle up all the accounting, and we will make sure Jules gets every last penny of it after YouTube takes their cut and everybody else takes their cut, meaning buy me a cup of coffee, but it's only a small amount. But anyway, we will make sure Jules gets everything. And watch for us for our lives. We're going to do, I'm going to leave tomorrow for Sarah Boone. And I'm going to stream some of the ride to Orlando, so you can kind of see, get a feel for the countryside and the city. And then I'll be doing lives 4 times. I'm going to do morning break, afternoon break, lunch, and then a recap with Jules. And now, Mert, I'm totally excited about meeting a new friend. This is great. So I want to thank Aaron, the Wizard of Aaron that's off to the side. I want to thank our lovely mods, Therapist OnlyFan, and Julie. I think Julie popped off a little bit earlier, but I want to thank her. Ada K was in the chat, so she does American Sign Language, so go check her out. Christine Fortunato, you have a YouTube channel as well. I know you've been around in and out, and you became a member. So people go check out Christine Fortunato, see what she's all about. I'll have to do the same, Christine. And tomorrow I will be on the road, but we will be streaming Leilani Simon tomorrow at 9. And so check that out. But I will probably be on the road around 11 or 12. So I'll be here in the morning, but then I'm going to be gone. I will be chatting while I'm down there streaming. So I will be there chatting. But we have a question. I'm sorry.
It's on the screen. Look on the screen.
What time, Squeegee? For what, therapist? What time for what? The Simon case is going to be 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern. But what was
Generally, what time are you going to go live?
what time will I be going live?
Generally.
Well, when the court goes live. So okay, so court is going to start 8:30 or 9. So I'm basically going to be the way Scott, RA, Top Mark Media wants to handle this is he wants to compete with Law and Crime, or not compete, but he just wants to add another stream instead of Law and Crime and Court TV and all that. So I will be using his equipment and I will be connecting to the stream and I will be sending that out. And then we will be streaming that. So whoever wants to stream that will be able to stream that. So I'll be live whenever the court goes live. So 8:45, 9 o'clock, whenever that is. And then I will be chatting. I'll be in the press room and I'll be chatting with you all still. You'll be driving from what time to what time?
There you go.
Therapist, I'm hoping to get out by noon Eastern time. And then it's, hour and a half, 2 hour drive, I think, somewhere in there. So I'm going to take you along with me. So check that out. Maybe like around 1 o'clock, I'll go live. Then once I get to the courthouse, I'll just do a quick live and bring you guys along there. And then Wednesday is going to be, go time one way or the other. So I will be settled in and I will be doing my thing for sure on Wednesday. But Tuesday, I want to do a little bit, drive around town, maybe a little bit, let you see Orlando. I've been there, but I haven't really been there. So I'm kind of looking forward to driving around a little bit too. So I'm nodding like you can see me. Thank you. Yes, I know. I can see you. So on that, thank you, chat, for everything. You guys are the best. Truly. Love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything that our mods do and Aaron does. And we will see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.